Halsted Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
All right, welcome everybody here to Lisbon High School. We're here for North Dakota girls wrestling duels this evening at Triangular in Lisbon, North Dakota. Scheduled to be a quad, but a South Border not able to make it as we have these frigid Arctic temperatures down here in the frozen tundra of Lisbon, North Dakota, in the southeast corner of the state and throughout up and down the Red River Valley. So South Border decided not to come as not wanting to chance it here, making the trip then down to Lisbon. And we do have two teams here, Valley City and Fargo, in the Lisbon Broncos here with our Triangular. So that's just ahead on yourliveevent.com. The Broncos Triangular versus Fargo and Valley City. That's just ahead.
Building Center LLC on Highway 200 East Edgeonata. You can check out the brand new displays with the latest in cabinets, countertops, and floor coverings. The Ada Building Center LLC team will guide you through designs and help you secure trusted contractors for the job. Stop today and start planning your remodel. 218-784-3661 or visit adabuildingcenter.com. Ada Building Center, your project starts here.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassiz Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems, or are you working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
Yeah, I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they will come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you are ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
No job too big.
Hey, welcome back here to Lisbon High School for this Triangular girls wrestling this evening. North Dakota girls wrestling this evening here with the Lisbon Broncos, the Fargo Stingers, and the Valley City Highliners. For your Lisbon Broncos coming into this Triangular, just have their record at 12-2 in duels. So Lisbon piling up the duels, wrestled in a couple dual tournaments this year. Right now sitting at 12-2 in those duels. And then they're 2-1 as I have them over here in the East region, on the east side of the state, in head-to-head competition for the Broncos. The Broncos opened up their dual season on the 5th and the 6th of December. They hosted the first annual, or the inaugural Lisbon Girls Dual Team Tournament, and the Broncos in that went 6-1 in the tournament as they were defeated by Bismarck High for the championship, and then the Broncos. Wrestling in a number of tournaments, individual tournaments after that. They wrestled in the Dan Unruh Girls Tournament, finishing in second. The Al Larson Girls Tournament, finishing in third. They came back for a Triangular up in Fargo, where they it was at West Fargo United. They wrestled Breck Wap. They defeated Breck Wap by a score of 48-30. And Grand Forks, they lost to Grand Forks by a score of 58-15. So Grand Forks defeats Lisbon. That was back on the 16th of December, 58-15. And then the girls wrestled in the border brawl out in Ashley, North Dakota, where the Broncos took the individual team championship on the 20th of December. They came back over the holiday break at the Rumble on the Red, finishing fourth as a team for Lisbon. And then they traveled the 9th to the 10th into Minnesota to Bemidji, where they finished 4-0, taking the dual team championship. And then the following day on Saturday, they finished first as a team on the individual side, and that was out in Bemidji. And then came back after that. They defeated the Central Cass Squirrels in dual action 54-24, and wrestled in the last weekend in their home tournament, the Storhog Invitational Girls Tournament, as they claim the individual team championship, bringing them here to tonight's Triangular between the Fargo Stingers and the Valley City Highliners. And just try to give you a look at Fargo. The Stingers opened up their dual action on the 4th of December. They were up in Grand Forks at a quad where they are actually just in a dual tournament where they finished 3-1 in the dual tournament. That was back on the 4th of December. And then they wrestled in the Knights of Columbus on the 6th of December in the girls tournament, finishing 4th as a team. Wrestled in the Al Larson as Carrington, finishing 15th. Wrestled the Valley City Holiday Tournament on the 19th of December, finishing 10th. Wrestled in a duel on the 23rd of December where they lost to Moorhead by a score of 36-42. Came back and wrestled the Rumble on the Red over the holidays, placing 19th as a team. Went out to Mandan on the 8th of January for a trip out west where they went 1-2 in dual action. And then wrestled in the Bismarck Rotary the 9th through the 10th, finishing in 22nd as a team. They dueled West Fargo United back on the 15th of January, where they were defeated by West Fargo United by a score of 46-20. And they wrestled last weekend in the Storahawk Girls Invitational Tournament, finishing 8th as a team. Came back after that on the 20th of January for a Central Cass triangular, finishing 1-1 in that triangular. And I currently have Fargo with the overall dual record of 5-6 coming into tonight's action against the Highlanders and the Broncos. And then for Valley City unofficially, just what I could find for the dual record, sitting at 6-1 in duels. They opened up their dual team action on the 2nd of December in a triangular at Valley City, going 2-0. They wrestled the Jamestown Knights of Columbus, finishing 3rd as a team. Wrestled the Al Larson on the 12th of December, finishing 5th. Wrestled a Minot triangular with Minot, finishing 2-0 back on the 18th of December. And then wrestled the Holiday Tournament the following day, their home tournament on the girls' side, and finished 3rd as a team at the Valley City Holiday Tournament. And then wrestled the Rumble on the Red over the holiday break, finishing in 7th as a team. They traveled and dueled Mayport CG, winning that duel on the 6th of January, 48-18. Wrestling in the Bismarck Rotary the 9th to the 10th of January, finishing 18th at the Bismarck Rotary as a team. And then in a duel, or I should say in a triangular with Pembina County, back on the 13th of January, they finished 1-1 in that triangular. And then the 17th of January, they were here for that Storahawk Girls Invitational Tournament, finishing 3rd as a team. So that's Valley City's season wrap up there. They're currently sitting at 6-1 in dual action overall. That's just unofficially. That's what I could find through Track Wrestling and then the High School Activities Association website. And then Fargo sitting at 5-6 in duels, and the Lisbon Broncos currently at 12-2 overall in duels up to this point in the season. As we looked at some of the duels and triangulars and quads from around the state on the girls' side, here on the 22nd of January, as we have Grand Forks in a duel with Devils Lake this evening. Hillsborough Central Valley had a dual schedule with Grafton, Rugby, and Larimore. And then it was Bismarck Century in a triangular with Harvey Wills County and Mandan. Oaks had a triangular schedule with Mayport CG and Northern Cass. And then Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Ellen allegedly Calm scheduled to wrestle tonight. Not sure if that was going to be a full duel over there, as they do have the boys in a triangular as well over there in Lemoore. But that was a LLM versus the EK duel scheduled for this evening. And a number of schools and a number of these duels may have been canceled, haven't been able to keep up to date, as even some of the teams may be pulling out just due to the frigid conditions, those Arctic-like conditions here in the southeast corner of the state and up and down the Red River Valley. So just some of these duels, schools may have elected to withdraw from those because of the current weather conditions and expected falling temperatures here. And now turning to the Dakota Grappler rankings here for girls rankings in division, or I should say, in girls wrestling in the state of North Dakota. So there's one class this season in girls wrestling. And the number one team in the state, according to the Dakota Grappler rankings, number 3 is Bismarck Legacy. Number 2, Bismarck High. Number 3, Minot. Number 4, Pembina County. Number 5, tied with Grand Forks, is Mandan. And then honorable mention, Bismarck Century and Lisbon are your teams that round out the Class A individual team rankings. And then on the dual rankings, according to Dakota Grappler, you have Bismarck Legacy number 1, Bismarck High 2, Minot 3, Grand Forks 4, Turtle Mountain Community High School 5, and Pembina County honorable mention in the latest release of your Dakota Grappler rankings number 3. As we are right around 9 minutes away from the start with our opening lineups, our national anthem. So we're going to step away, come back for more here from Lisbon High School for this triangular between the Broncos, Highliners, and the Fargo Stingers. That's just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
Too small. Bears Home Solutions handles it all. You need a bear in there, oh yeah. Keeping homes just right with expert care. Let our stars guide you when repairs scare. You need a bear in there.
Check out bearshomesolutions.com.
Give them the freedom to grow with the peace of mind of security and safety.
Let me do my thing. So get ready, get up, get ready, yeah.
America's Best Checking for students from Bell Bank makes it easy to let them do their thing.
It's what it's all about.
Visit www.bell.bank/student-checking to learn more. Or stop into a branch near you to open an account today.
Let me do my thing.
Bell Bank, member FDIC.
For the last 25 years, Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties has been serving the real estate needs of Fargo Moorhead and the surrounding communities. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Carlita is ready to help you evaluate the market and make the right choice for you. Take the first step into selling into your next home by calling Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties at 701-367-5918. Experienced, confident, qualified. Carlita Dietz.
You have big dreams for your community. At Rivera, so do we. Giving back more than $1 million locally each year. It's something bigger than time and money. We give heart. Wearing bright yellow and lending a hand. It's not just giving back.
Watch your step.
It's building forward.
Nice and easy.
With local sponsorships and decision making, the impact is felt everywhere. It's who we are. Rivera. Let's forge ahead together.
As an American family insurance agent, Chris and Monica Heisey look out for what matters to you most, even when nothing is wrong. These days, everyone wants to save money, and they can show you how easy it is to have multiple policies by combining your auto and homeowner's insurance. Let Chris Heisey Agency with American Family Insurance put some change back into your pocket. For more info, visit chrisheisey.com. That's chrisheisey.com for all the details.
In Hope, North Dakota.
Hey, welcome back here to Lisbon High School. As it looks like we're going to run one mat this evening. So we're originally scheduled for a quad here and cut down to 3 teams, with South Border electing to not come this evening. And we have the Broncos, the Fargo Stingers, and the Valley City Highliners. The first duel scheduled in that quad was, first round was Lisbon and Fargo. So imagine that they'll stick to that as far as the first duel. So I expect Fargo and Lisbon in this first duel. And just looking at the kind of some of those individual wrestlers, just like to mention those, some of these wrestlers, state-ranked wrestlers in this triangular this evening with some of that state recognition. At 100 pounds, we have Emma Trapp of Valley City, honorable mention ranking 112. Stephanie Scholtes of Valley City. At 118 pounds, Cadence Golding of Lisbon, ranked number 2. 124 pounds, Adeline Hansen, ranked number 5 from Lisbon. 130 pounds, honorable mention ranking Haley Ford of Valley City. 136 pounds, ranked number 4 is Deegan Kirschenman from Valley City. 142 pounds, ranked number 4, Webley Knocklin of Fargo. 148 pound, ranked number 7 is Miley Christensen of Valley City. 155 pounds, ranked number 4 is Ava Carblum of Lisbon. 170 pounds, ranked number 3 is Catherine Russell of Valley City. And 190 pounds, honorable mention ranking, we have Cora Oster of Lisbon. And then 250 pounds, ranked number 6 is Ella Saddle of Lisbon. And then honorable mention ranking is Rihanna Kia of Fargo. So those are just some of your individual wrestlers with state rankings, honorable mention rankings, according to the Dakota Grappler rankings by weight in this triangular this evening. So we're going to step away for the national anthem, come back for more here from Lisbon High School.
Town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
If you're thinking about updating your bathroom or kitchen, don't wait until the last minute. Planning is key. At Ada Building Center LLC on Highway 200 East Edge in Ada, you can check out the brand new displays with the latest in cabinets, countertops, and floor coverings. The Ada Building Center LLC team will guide you through designs and help you secure trusted contractors for the job. Stop today and start planning your remodel. 218-784-3661 or visit adabuildingcenter.com. Ada Building Center, your project starts here.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassi Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems, or are you working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
Yeah, I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they will come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Hey, welcome back here to the Lisbon High School Gymnasium. We're broadcasting to you from the Stock Growers broadcast booth, this time up in the Crow's Nest, changing our spots a little bit here for this triangular as we're up in the Crow's Nest in our Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth this evening for Stock Growers Bank, your small town bank and big time partner with Stock Growers mobile app experience, banking at your fingertips anytime, anywhere, bank near, so you can go far with Stock Growers Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Just like to thank Stock Growers Bank once again for sponsoring our broadcast booth during the winter season and covering the winter high school athletic season for the Broncos in both boys and girls wrestling and boys and girls basketball. Yes, they're going to go through and just do the introduction. So they're going to do all three wrestlers with the introductions, starting at 100 pounds and just work on their way through. So that's currently what you'll see on the screen there on the mat. So it's just introducing these wrestlers. I'm going to preview our duel between the Fargo Stingers and the Broncos. So if you look at the lineups here, at 100 pounds, your matchup is Willow Hagen of Fargo as she will wrestle Melina Rebsam of Lisbon. That's the scheduled anticipated duel at 100 pounds. Rebsam for Lisbon was a state qualifier 2 years ago. And then Willow Hagen currently unranked. I thought she had been ranked, but currently unranked in the latest girls ranking. Melina Rebsam had dropped out after the Christmas holiday. She goes up in an honorable mention ranking. But your matchup at 100 pounds, Willow Hagen taking on Melina Rebsam. 106 pounds for Fargo, it's Abigail Peterson wrestling Josie Carblum. 112 pounds is Jocelyn Corbel wrestling Addison Booman. Corbel last year a state qualifier for the Fargo Stingers. And that 118 pounds, Fargo was open in Lisbon with Maddie Krellen back in the lineup for Lisbon. She had been out with an injury. She's back here at 118 pounds. 124 pounds is Malone Rutherford for Fargo wrestling Cadence Golding. 130 pounds, Cadence Golding, just got to mention Cadence Golding last year making the move this year to Lisbon. Last year, a state champion and a state runner-up the year before, wrestling for Jamestown, wrestling in Lisbon this year with a move to Lisbon. And Cadence Golding here at 124 pounds, currently ranked number 2. She has dropped down. She had wrestled at 118 pounds at the Storhog Invitational Tournament, wrestling up a weight here at 124 for the triangular. And then at 130 pounds, your matchup is Maddie Ayers Hansen wrestling Arlie Romerman of Lisbon. 136 pounds, Jaden Greer wrestling Emerson Schwab. Schwab down here at 136 pounds, so take note of that as Schwab has made the drop now to 136. Had been up at 132. Schwab wrestling last year, placed 4th at the state tournament. And then at 148 pounds, it's Ruby Marr of Fargo wrestling Veda Carblum of Lisbon. 155 pounds, it's Ashton Anderson wrestling Violet Heen. 170 pounds is open for Fargo with Ava Carblum for Lisbon. 190 pounds is Gianna Simic of Fargo wrestling Cora Oster of Lisbon. Oster, honorable mention ranking in the latest Dakota Grappler ranking, and also a returning state qualifier for Lisbon, a state place winner the previous year for Cora Ulster of Lisbon. At 250 pounds, it looks like Rihanna Kia is not wrestling, but they have Sophia Peterson in there wrestling Ella Sad of Lisbon. So that's your expected lineup between the Fargo Stingers and the Lisbon Broncos. So 100 pounds is Hagen versus Rebsum Schultz of Lisbon. 106 pounds is Peterson versus Carblum. 112 pounds Kerbal versus Bauman. 118 pounds Fargo's open. Lisbon has Maddie Krellin. 124 pounds is Rutherford versus Golding. 130 is Eris Hansen versus Romerman. 136 is Greer versus Schwab. 142 is Knocklin wrestling Gillespie. 148 is Marr versus Carblum. 155 is Anderson versus Heen. 170 Fargo's open. Lisbon has Carblum. And 190 pounds is Simic versus Ulster. And 250 is Peterson versus Sad of Lisbon. So that's your expected matchup. We're going to step away. We'll come back for more here on YourLiveEvent.com for this dual, triangular this evening between the Broncos, Highlanders, and the Fargo Stingers. Your first duel this evening is the Lisbon Broncos versus the Fargo Stingers. We'll be back after word from our sponsors.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you are ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
No job too big, no call too small. Bears Home Solutions handles it all. You need a bear in there, oh yeah. Keeping homes just right with expert care. Let our stars guide you when repairs scare. You need a bear in there.
Check out BearsHomeSolutions.com.
Hey, welcome back. Your 11men.com back for the duel between the Broncos and the Fargo Stingers, kicking off this triangular this evening. So the captains are out there with the decision on who has odd or even matches as the Broncos set to take on the Stingers. The Broncos in dual action this season, racking up a pile of dual wins and a pile of duels for Lisbon. As Lisbon currently 12-2 overall in duels. Fargo sitting at 5-6 unofficially with the research I was able to do on it. So Broncos 12-2 and Fargo 5-6 as the officials back to the head table and wrestlers reporting in. And if we're starting at 100 pounds, that 100-pound matchup is Melina Repsum Schultz of the Broncos taking on Willow Hagen. And looks like we're going to send out Josie. So Josie Carblum going out there. Little switcheroo on the weights. Here's Carblum wrestling Willow Hagen to start things out. Is still working through it over there at the scorers table. Now the official out there is Brandon Nielsen from the Elliott Officials Association out there. And still must be working through some admin issues. And Rebsum, or I should say Josie Carblum from Lisbon in the 106 pounds. She's dropping down. Must have made her weight at for 100 pounds as she's out here wrestling 100 versus Willow Hagen. We expect to see Rebsum and then Rebsum Schultz up at 106. And still looking through, still have some technical difficulties down there. I think they're just trying to pull up the duel on the track wrestling so they can get everything recorded officially. And they do have that, so thank you, Coach Revere, for squaring that away for us as we are getting ready, set for dual action. is Josie Carblum of the Broncos and Will O'Hagan for the Fargo Stingers. And the Broncos head coach is Jacob Revere, assisted by Talon Sad and Zach Revere. And the head coach of the Fargo Stingers is Tony Fugelberg, number of assistant coaching, and Tristan Eastman, Caleb Berg, Ava Owens, Bob Owens, and Aubrey King, as wrestling underway for the first duel of this triangular. Knocked down from a quad to a triangular, took one leg out of it with South Border electing to pull out of the duel because of the traveling and weather conditions with the extreme cold right now and expected to get even more frigid. And here's Carblum in on a single leg shot, has the head tucked to the inside, kind of a peek out position. Hagen's going to run the corner, so she ran the corner, got the goal behind. Carblum caught her a little bit high. Nice little. So it was a nice little hip heist. And out the back door for Josie Carblum. So we're 3-1. Hagen with the takedown. And Carblum with the escape. So Hagen hit a nice goal behind. Carblum had been on a single leg, little double leg shot by Carblum. He's able to reel that leg back in. So off that shot, Hagen had hit a nice down block. Carblum followed it up with a single, and now Hagen with another go behind takedown. Yeah, she has the 6-1 lead over Josie Carblum of Lisbon. Will Hagen for the Fargo Stingers in the black singlet with the gold trim. Yes, this is our first match, so we'll get that squared away at 100 pounds. And Will Hagen, your winner by fall, as we're into our duel now. And Will Hagen here at 100 pounds put 6 points on the board with the pin for the Fargo Stingers. They'll take the early lead over the Broncos 6-0. So this dual score starting out 6-0 up on the Bank North scoreboard. So Bank North, trusted financial partner for generations, helping customers and communities build, grow, and prosper. To see what values-based banking can do for you, visit banknorth.bank today. Bank North, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. To Bank North scoreboard. And Fargo leads 6-0 in the duel, now at 106 pounds. And this should be Rebsum out there for Lisbon. And a takedown for Melina Rebsum. So Melina Rebsum comes out here at 106 pounds. Rebsum Schultz with the first takedown, first points. And working a half Nelson. Still has the half buried in deep. She was going to come across the face and the shoulder into the front side. Still working it chest on chest, trying to get low and drive over her opponent in Abigail Peterson for Fargo. So Peterson did a good job defending, was on her hip with that half Nelson by Rebsum. Rebsum has the 3-point takedown. She's up 3-0, still has the half buried in deep. And no near fall given up by Peterson. Now cradle locked up, with head to knee there by Peterson. Rebsum comes over the top, scoops the cradle, throws over her opponent there. Abigail Peterson working for a foul with the cradle. As I like that as the Agus 8 precision move of the night, I like to see the cradles out there. Here with Rebsum. And no near fall. So Rebsum had the cradle locked up. As Peterson went head to knee, kind of trying to stand up. Rebsum chomped over the top, came down hard with the cradle, locked it up, and not able to get any near fall off of it. So we're still 3-0 with 32 seconds remaining. Our dual score up on the Bank North scoreboard, 6-0 in favor of the Fargo Stingers. Rebsum for the Broncos has the 3-0 lead. With 20 seconds remaining, goes back to the cradle, and your Agus 8 precision move of the night. Yeah, she has the cradle locked up. Still no near fall. Rebsum's got to try to scoot those hips farther away. Now, looks like she just about has it rotated. And maybe belly out, try to put the chin in the shoulder. If she'd belly out, might be able to get it. And No near fall. So no near fall off of that Agassi Egg Precision Move of the Night with the cradle. I'm going to go to that all night. I like some cradle action. And Rebsum has the 3-0 lead going into the second period as Peterson and Rebsum are neutral in the second period. And they start out going right away into collar ties, working into each other. Is Rebsum scoring the first takedown in the first period, in the first points. She does have the 3-0 lead for Lisbon. Lisbon wearing the black singlets with the red trim and the Bronco on the back, the gold Bronco. And now stalling called against Peterson. Rebsum's in on a nice high crotch. Spins, turns the corner for the three-point takedown, goes right away into the half Nelson for Rebsum. So she had the 3-0 lead, now 6-0 with the takedown. Has the half Nelson wearing down her opponent, Abigail Peterson. She's going to roll her over this time. Here for Melina Rebsum. Yeah, she had her in some trouble in the first period with the half and then some cradle action. And then now with another half Nelson in the second period has the near fall. A little bit too high over the top. We'll see if she's able to reset. She has that hand kind of trapped across the lower back. She's going to stretch out the arm. Peterson's still able to keep that right shoulder up just a little bit now with 45 seconds remaining. And the pin there for Melina Rebsum. With 46 seconds remaining. So give her 3:14 on the pin for Melina Rebsum, and they're tied up in the duel going into 112 pounds. And this will feature Jocelyn Corbel of Fargo. So Corbel last year a state qualifier at 112 pounds here out of the East, taking on Addison Bowman of Lisbon. And Bowman in on a nice single leg, takes down Corbel. And right away, I like that off the whistle, goes to the half Nelson. The Broncos aggressive off the takedown. Swimming up to the half Nelson is Bowman, and she's going to roll over Corbel. And Bowman going for the pin for the Broncos with a minute 25 remaining in the period. Corbel has a long time to work out of this. Here, Bowman can just settle in. She's a little bit high over the top as Corbel continues to bridge. She's going to try to slide that hand underneath, and Bowman's able to trap it in on the far side with her leg. And now Peterson arm through. Bowman's still trying to get over the top. She's going to have 4 near fall. In the 7-0 lead for Addison Bowman of Lisbon over Jocelyn Corbel at 112 pounds in the first period. 45 seconds remaining. Bowman in the top position for the Broncos. So our dual score up on the Bank North scoreboard. We're tied up at 6 apiece. 6 apiece in that Olsen County recap. And a cradle, the Agassi Egg Precision Mover of the Night. Going with the cradle and the pin for Addison Bowman. And that is your Agassi Egg Precision Move of the Night. And I should say of the duel. Agassi Precision Egg, your local precision planting dealer. Agassi Precision Egg in Hillsboro. Visit planterdoc.com. That's your Agassi Egg Precision Move of the Night. Here for Addison Bowman. Or Addison Bowman of the Broncos with the cradle and the win by fall. And the Broncos up by 6. Going into 118. Oh, I forgot. 118 pounds. And now Maddie Krillin seeing some action as she was injured after the holiday break. So here at 118 pounds. And Krillin in on a double leg shot. And she's wrestling Malone Rutherford, I believe. It was scheduled to be open, but Fargo feels it, a lat drop, and throwing Krellin to her back. There's Rutherford. Krellin gets up, That bridges off her back, and the 2 near fall and the takedown. Now Rutherford back on Krellin, throws her to her back again. It was 5 to no escape, so he didn't give her escape. No escape to Krellin. So the takedown and the near fall, as we're fast and furious with the 3 takedown, 2 near fall for Malone Rutherford of Fargo. The Fargo Stingers black singlet with the gold trim. She's in the top position working on Maddie Krellin of the Broncos. Krellin, an 8th grader. And an armbar put in by Rutherford. Yeah, she has this in across the back. She's going to elevate that. Good position. She walks it around the head. Krellin in some trouble on her back. She's going to try to roll through. Rutherford's going to sit back. That right shoulder. Krellin's on the pin. At 118 pounds for the Fargo Stingers. All right, well, I got that wrong. That was Jocelyn Corbel. As with duels, wrestlers being moved around. So that was Jocelyn Corbel. And have to find out who it was at 112. But Lisbon with 2 pins. And now at 124 pounds. We're tied up at 12 apiece. And there's Golding for the Broncos here at 124 pounds. Wrestling Rutherford, so that's Malone Rutherford and Golding. Golding with the takedown. Golding last year at state tournament, placed first, state runner-up the year before. Here with a minute 14 remaining, she has the head caught, the arm stretched out on the near side. She's going to lock this up. Puts the hip into it and applying a lot of pressure on the right shoulder of Rutherford. As Golding takes a look at Coach Revere, trying to figure out what she can do to get this fall and the win for the Broncos, as she does have the takedown and some near fall. And Rutherford trying to get back belly down. Golding's going to have to reposition. Rutherford stands up. Golding going to double up to 1.7-1 and takes her feet to back with the blast double by Cadence Golding. Just blasted through. Then the pin for Cadence Golding. The win by fall in the first period. In 1 minute and 28 seconds. As 18-12 in the duel as we're rolling through this thing. So Eris Hansen for Fargo and Arlie Romerman for the Broncos. Here at 130 pounds, so I think I got that one right. We're 18-12 up on the Bank North scoreboard. In the minute 48, there's Romerman. And the takedown for Romerman right away to her back. The Broncos with some nice wrestling in these takedowns, as going for the back right away, going for the turn off the takedown, swimming up to the top. And good aggressive wrestling, chain wrestling by the Broncos. And the near fall coming again, as right now Romerman with the pin for Lisbon. They're racking them up. And that's another one for Lisbon, 24-12 our dual score. That was at 130. And 136. Going on to 136, Jaden Greer.
At 136 pounds for Fargo, Jaden Greer. For Lisbon, Emerson Schwab.
All right, so it is Greer and Schwab as scheduled. 24-12 in favor of the Broncos. Here with Schwab of Lisbon wrestling Jaden Greer of Fargo. The headgear Schwab comes off. We're going to do a quick Olsen Accounting match recap, or dual recap here at 100 pounds. It was Willow Hagen over Josie Carblin by a fall. Fargo led by a score of 6-0. 106 pounds, it was Melina Rebsum with with a win by fall over Abigail Peterson with 3:14 in the second period. 112 pounds, it was Addison Booman, winner by fall in the first period. Lisbon led 12-6. 118 pounds, Jocelyn Corbel over Maddie Krellen in the first period by fall. Tied up the duel at 12 apiece with this Olsen Accounting recap. And 124 pounds, it was Cadence Golding, winner by fall in a minute 20. The Broncos led 18-12. And then Arby Romerman with a first period win by fall. And the Broncos now lead 24-12 over the Fargo Stingers. We're here at 136 pounds. There with that Olsen Accounting dual recap, match recap. If you need help with your monthly accounting and payroll, let senior staff give you a hand. Rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olsen Accounting for all your tax and accounting needs. Go to olsencpa.com. And the reversal after Schwab had collected the takedown. Jaden Greer with the reversal. So we're 3-2 the score. With a minute 24 remaining. And Schwab trying to work at Peterson. She's able to hip pass through. The 2 reversal for Schwab. And she goes immediately into the half. Nelson, I said the Broncos aggressive right off of the reversal and the takedowns, going immediately up to a half. Now it's the pin there for Emerson Schwab in the first period in 54 seconds. So a 54-second win by fall for Emerson Schwab over Jaden Greer. Schwab looking good down here at 136 pounds, coming out firing as the Broncos now leading this duel by a score of 30-12 with another win by fall for Lisbon. And 142. And Schwab last year for Lisbon placed 4th at 130 pounds at the state tournament. Here at 136 with the win by fall in the duel. 142, Webbling Nochlin for Fargo. Webbling, have her as a 3-time state runner-up. Last year placed 2nd at 148 pounds for Fargo. And there's Gillespie. Gillespie, a returning state qualifier for Lisbon. She's in on a single leg shot as Gillespie has the high crotch. See if she can finish this. Yeah, she's had a nice high crotch for a couple of years. Just has trouble at times with the finish as she's down there now. Nochlin able to get her back belly down. But a nice high crotch shot here for Gillespie. And a stalemate. So Lila Gillespie with the shot on Nochlin. Not able to secure the takedown. But kind of puts her on the heels a little bit the first minute of this match. I said Nochlin returning state runner-up for the Fargo Stingers. They're wrestling 142 pounds. Now under 55 seconds remaining. Nochlin snaps down Gillespie, able to hit the go behind, goes immediately into a leg on the far side, gets Gillespie back belly down. So Nochlin will take the 3-0 lead. Looks like she's trying to trap the arm into a hammerlock, goes hammerlock behind the back. And now bars up the arm. Down to 30 seconds remaining. Oh, and it's going to go potentially dangerous as she's riding that arm up a little bit too high. So the dual score, I get this right, we're at 142 pounds. Get a little excited. Sometimes I can't keep up. So we're here at 142, 30-12 is the score. With Webbling and Nochlin, Fargo, black singlet and the gold trim in the top position. She has the 3-0 lead, goes back to the arm bar. Has it barred up on the left side, the wrist caught on the right. She's going to walk this around. 10 seconds remaining. Let's see if Gillespie can fight out of this. That left shoulder up. Nochlin with a lot of pressure on that shoulder. Gillespie, 3 seconds remaining. Gillespie hanging on, and she'll get to the next period. The 4 near fall for Nochlin. And it's 7-0 between Nochlin and Gillespie. Gillespie's going to choose neutral in the second period. So he had choice. She goes neutral. And single leg shot, outside single by Nochlin. Gillespie went into a whizzer, momentarily stopped her, but here with Nochlin, she'll run over Gillespie for the 3-point takedown in the second period. Now with the 10-0 lead, and we're at 142 pounds. Broncos picking up a win by fall from Emerson Schwab over Jaden Greer at 136 pounds. That was in 54 seconds. Moved us up to 142 with Gillespie and Knocklin. Knocklin with a half Nelson buried in on Gillespie. She's going to roll over, picks up some near fall. This thing is tight. She has the far wrist. Caught behind the back of the pin for Webbling Knocklin off the half Nelson. In the second period. So 2 minutes and 43 seconds on the win by fall for Knocklin. Yeah, she picked up a couple takedowns and near fall and then finished it off with that half Nelson. And 2:43 of the second period, the win by fall. And that'll move the dual score 30-18. And we're at 148 pounds. So 148 is Veda Carblum for Lisbon. And Carblum wrestling Ruby Marr. Carblum has Marr on her back, going to her back, took her right through her back, trying to score some near fall, has her flattened out. North-south over the top, goes to half Nelson, chest on chest, applies the pressure in the pin over there for Veda Carblum of the Broncos.
Your winner by fall, Veda Carblum.
36-18 in the first period. Win by fall for Veda Carblum at 148 pounds. Give it a 34-second pin. And
Fargo, Ashton Anderson. For Lisbon, Violet Heen.
that'll move us up to 155. Here, Violet Heen of the Broncos. And for Fargo, it's Ashton Anderson. So here at 155, Heen for Lisbon, Ashton Anderson for the Fargo Stingers. And there's Heen, who's going to hit an inside trip. And the feet to back there for Violet Heen. A nice takedown, trap the arm, inside trip. And the pin for Violet Heen. I'm going to have to hand out another Egg Precision move of the match. I'm going to see a replay on that one for Violet Heen. Nice takedown. And the win by fall, 42-18. Off the takedown. And 170 is Veda Carblum with the open weight. Will win by forfeit. So 48-18. And that'll take us to 190. Should be 190 pounds, 48-18. As we have Cora Oster out here for Lisbon, taking on Gianna Simic. So Oster of Lisbon, honorable mention ranking in the latest Dakota Grappler, ranking number 3 for the girls. And wrestler is middle of the mat. Little head tap by Oster. Collar tie by Simic. You're at 190. Broncos up in the duel, 48-18. As Lisbon has picked up pins at 148, 155, and then open weight a forfeit at 170. Now here at 190 pounds. So Lisbon breaking it open. That's back and forth up through 136. And now under 45 seconds. Here 190 pounds 48-18. And final 30 seconds of the period. Here's Simic and Ulster. Ulster, nice hard collar tie. Didn't move Simic too much with that collar tie. Simic's going back in. Now Simic's pushing on Ulster. Pushing. Tried to head an arm. Tried to step across. And Ulster able to circle out of it. Simic with a big underhook. Not able to turn the corner. Ulster gets back around. So kind of cat and mouse little chess match there between Simic and Ulster. Simic now on a single leg. Ulster trying to sprawl out the final second of this match, or the first period. And after the leg attack by Simic, we're scoreless. Simic will defer to Ulster. Ulster takes a look at the bench. And the bench says take down. And Ulster starts bottom position there. Gianna Simic in the top position as she had a couple of attacks. Started with that head and arm trying to step across, then went to a nice underhook. Not able to turn the corner, dropped down to a single leg on Ulster. And Ulster off the whistle. Tried to clear her hips, but Simic working that near ankle, able to flatten Ulster down. Looks like she's going to try to work underneath for a power half. Has that forearm back buried in the back of Ulster's head as she really put a lot of pressure on it. Ulster working back up, trying to build her base. Simic goes back to the power half. Traps the arm, spirals both wrists. Back to the power half by Simic. Down to minute 15 remaining. Now Ulster is able to power up. Trying to post the outside leg. As Simic goes back to that near ankle, riding it hard. Hasn't been called it for stalling yet as she rides the inside ankle. The official going to take a look at it. Goes back around. Ulster back up. Simic's going to go back to the ankle. And Ulster's got to try to see if she can apply some kind of back pressure and circle out, quad pod out and circle out. Not able to do it with 40 seconds remaining. Simic back in the top position. Still no warning or stalling for either wrestler. Ulster back down that far center edge of the mat, way across the mat. Yeah, we're at 190 pounds, 48-18 in the duel. Simic going back to the power half on Ulster. Ulster's going to hit the peek out and the reversal. So Ulster with the peek out off of the half Nelson. So she counters it with that half Nelson peek out, steps around for the 2-point reversal. She's going to take the 2-0 lead with 10 seconds remaining here for Cora Ulster in the second period. So Ulster scores first with the reversal up and out of there. Now we're 2-1 with the escape. And Simic did what she needed. And Ulster's going to go in for a headlock. Time expires in the period. And we're 2-1. Ulster with the lead. Simic with choice. She'll choose bottom as she powered out immediately off the restart with 10 seconds remaining in that second period. So we're 2-1 at 190 pounds. This one may go the distance. And Simic up on her feet. She's trying to clear the hands. Ulster's going to have to cut her loose. Ulster goes down, drops to an ankle on Simic. Ulster with the head to the inside. I don't think she was given a point. Simic in the top position of the situation. Wearing the black singlet, the gold trim. And stalemate coming by the official. And a stalling now on Ulster. So Ulster is warned for stalling. And 2-1's the score. Minute 31 remaining. Simic goes back to the bottom of position. She rides on the right side to start out. Head to knee with the stand-up. We'll see if Ulster can crunch her down. She kind of had it hooked up, not able to get it back around. Goes to the crossface. Going to go crossface, trying to hit the cradle. She has it locked up momentarily. Gets Simic back down, but Ulster's been warned for stalling with a minute 12 remaining. We're in the third period. She has the 2-1 lead. She gets Simic back down, has the crossface hooked up for Ulster. Simic powers back up, builds the base, Ulster power half, trying to hit the half. She missed that cradle. Yeah, Simic kind of was crunched down in that head-to-knee position with the stand-up, but I think Ulster had her attention over on the far side working a power half. Now Simic ties it up at 2 with the escape. So a little stall warning for Ulster in the escape for Gianna Simic. We're tied up at 2 with 35 seconds remaining, third period. And Ulster's going to go headlock, and she slipped out of it there. Simic was able to slip by. The 3-point for the takedown for Simic. And Simic will have the 3-point lead, 5-2. As now we're 10 seconds, final 10 seconds. Ulster in the bottom position. She's going to pass the wrist. Trying to build her base, and that'll do it as Gianna Simic picks up your win by decision, 5-3. Or excuse me, 5-2. 48-21 is the dual score up on the Bank North scoreboard. So we're 48-21. So here at 250. (48-21) going into the next match. So it is Keela for Fargo. So Brianna Keela, Fargo. And Ella Sad. And Sad with the head and arm throws Kia over to her back. Sad working for a fall here, 250 pounds in the heavyweight division. Sad has Kia over on the far edge of the mat, has the head and arm applying the pressure and working for a pin. There's Sad ranked number 6 at 250 pounds, and Rihanna Kia, Fargo, an honorable mention ranking, Dakota Grappler rankings, and Sad working for a fall. Looks pretty flat from up here as Kia still bridging out. Sad working around head and arm. And she's going to lead back a pin for Ella Sad and the Broncos. So it is 54-21. That's your final score with this duel. As the Broncos defeat the Fargo Stingers, the Broncos will improve now to 13-2. As it looks like they're going to have a prelim match coming up here, so keep it here, but there is a prelim match coming up, or a couple of them, I think. So 100-pound prelim. So it's Anderson for Fargo and Sutherland for Lisbon at 100 pounds. Anderson of Fargo and Sutherland of Lisbon here for the prelim match. As your final dual score is 54-21. So that'll do it for the duel. 54-21, the Broncos over the Fargo Stingers. And we will go into your Olson Accounting dual recap. For Olson Accounting, if you need help with your monthly accounting or payroll, let senior staff give you a hand. Rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting. For all your tax and accounting needs, go to colsoncpa.com. And Sutherland with the takedown for the Broncos here to open things up in this prelim or post-lim or exhibition match, whatever you're calling it these days, as Lisbon wins this duel over the Fargo Stingers 54-21 here for your Olson Accounting duel recap. As it was at 100 pounds, Willow Hagan defeated Josie Carblin with a first period win by fall. Fargo led by a score of 6-0. Melina Rebsum with a win by fall in the second period at 3:14. And the Broncos tied up after 106 pounds, or tied up at 6 apiece. Then Addison Bowman with a win by fall in the first period. Broncos took the lead in the duel 12-6. And 118 pounds, it was Maddie Krellin wrestling Jocelyn Corbel. Corbel returning state qualifier. Krellin is returning state qualifier for Lisbon last year at 112. Corbel also a state qualifier last year at 112 pounds. As they faced off, but it was Jocelyn Corbel with the win by fall in the first period. at 118. We're tied up at 12 apiece. 124 pounds, Lisbon's Cadence Golding comes out with a first period pin in minute 28. The Broncos take the dual lead 18-12. 130 pounds, Arlie Romerman over Eris Hansen of Fargo by fall in the first period. 24-12 Broncos lead going into 136. Emerson Schwab, your winner in 54 seconds by fall over Jaden Greer. Lisbon up 30-12 in our Olsen Accounting recap. And 142 pounds, Webeling Knocklin, the returning state runner-up last year at 148 pounds, down here wrestling 142. She won by fall over Lila Gillespie in the second period. In 2:43 in the dual score, Lisbon still in the lead 30-18. Then going to 148 pounds. It was Veda Karblum, your winner by fall in the first period over Ruby Marr. Dual score 36-18 in favor of the Broncos. 155, Violet Heen with a Agassi precision move of the night. As she had a nice inside trip, trapped the arm inside trip for Violet Heen. Winner by fall in the first period at 155 over Ashton Anderson. 42-18 dual score going into 170. Veda Karblum received a forfeit, 48-18 dual score. 190 pounds, it was Gianna Simic over Cora Ulster by decision, 5-2. Your score 48-21 in favor of the Broncos. And then we saw that win by fall at 250 pounds, or heavyweight division, as Ella Sad over Brianna Kia with a win by fall with a nice head and arm throw. And the Broncos win this duel by a score of 54-21 there with your Olsen Accounting dual recap. As we will go in, we had our Agassi precision moves of the night, and those went out to Melina Rebsum and Addison Booman with the cradles, and then going out to 155 pounds to Violet Heen of the Lisbon Broncos, as Heen came up with a nice inside trip, trapped the arm, put Ashton Anderson over to her back for that Agassi precision move of the night. And then your Enbridge Energy wrestler of the duel, bringing energy to this match, or this duel this evening between the Stingers and the Broncos. Life takes energy from Enbridge, energy for life at Enbridge.com for those career opportunities. And that's going to go out to Ella Sad of the Lisbon Broncos, as it was a matchup between the number 6 ranked Ella Sad taking on the honorable mention ranking Rihanna Kia of Fargo. And it was Sad, your winner by fall in the first period. She dispatched Brianna Kia in under 30 seconds to win in that and add 6 more points to the dual score. 54-21, your final dual score. Your Enbridge Energy wrestler of the duel is Ella Sad of the Lisbon Broncos. As these exhibition matches continue on, we're just going to leave the action right here, as that was a win by fall for the Fargo Stingers in the exhibition match. So it was Madison Millage, your winner by fall for the Fargo Stingers. And it looks like they're going to shake hands over there. Yes. So Valley City and Fargo are up next for this follow-on duel number 2 of the triangular. And the nightcap will be Lisbon and Valley City. As we're going to step away, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back for more of North Dakota High School girls wrestling from the Lisbon High School Gymnasium, broadcasting to you from that Stock Gardens Bank broadcast booth high above the gymnasium on the south side, as we will return after a word from our sponsors.
Give them the freedom to grow with the peace of mind of security and safety.
Let me do my thing. So get ready, get up, get ready, yeah.
America's Best Checking for Students from Bell Bank makes it easy to let them do their thing.
It's what it's all about.
Visit www.bell.bank/student-checking to learn more. Or stop into a branch near you to open an account today.
Let me do my thing.
Bell Bank, member FDIC.
For the last 25 years, Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties has been serving the real estate needs of Fargo Moorhead and the surrounding communities. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Carlita is ready to help you evaluate the market and make the right choice for you. Take the first step into selling into your next home by calling Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties at 701-367-5918. Experienced, confident, qualified. Carlita Dietz.
You have big dreams for your community. At Rivera, so do we. Giving back more than $1 million locally each year. It's something bigger than time and money. We give heart. Wearing bright yellow and lending a hand. It's not just giving back.
Watch your step.
It's building forward.
Nice and easy.
With local sponsorships and decision-making, the impact is felt everywhere. It's who we are. Rivera. Let's forge ahead together.
As an American Family Insurance agent, Chris and Monica Heisey look out for what matters to you most, even when nothing is wrong. These days, everyone wants to save money, and they can show you how easy it is to have multiple policies by combining your auto and homeowner's insurance. Let Chris Heisey Agency with American Family Insurance put some change back into your pocket. For more info, visit chrisheisey.com. That's chrisheisey.com for all the details.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
All right, welcome back here, yourliveevent.com, as we're back here from the Lisbon High School Gymnasium, and I'm here with the coach of Lisbon Broncos, Coach Jacob Revere. So, Coach, you guys came out. The team looked like they were pretty pumped up this evening. They won this duel by a score of 54-21. Just kind of recap that duel and what you saw to your Broncos.
Girls came out ready to rock and kind of same thing as we've had all year, great effort, and really did a good job of setting the tone on the feet with our hand fight and getting to our offense and wrestling well, all whistle to whistle.
Yeah, and that's just one thing I noticed. You mentioned that, the hand fighting and then really getting after it out there. It just seemed like your girls, after they got those takedowns, they were right away working for the fall. So whether they're swimming up for a half Nelson or an armbar or a wrist, it was just really aggressive wrestling out there by your Broncos. And maybe is that something that you guys have been working on, kind of concentrating on in practice, or how's this coming along for the Broncos?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been highlighting our hand fight and transition wrestling here lately. It's easier to score points in bunches, so if we can do that while we're competing, it's going to work out pretty well for us.
Yeah, I would just say that was very noticeable. One thing I noticed, even just from last week from the tournament, is just the progress that you guys made in that. I mean, it was just take down, right away, swimming to the top, and then back points. So, just good job tonight for the Broncos on taking what you guys are learning in practice, and they applied it tonight. And then, just any kind of parting comments as you guys, head off of this victory. You're going to wrestle Valley City here coming up. Just anything here looking ahead to Valley City.
Just looking forward for the girls to go out there and compete. Should be some pretty solid matches here. So, again, as long as we're prepared, we should be able to wrestle well and kind of take care of business as planned.
All right, and then I should back up here. So you just talked a little bit about maybe some wrestling tomorrow, and then you guys are going to be in a tournament on Saturdays. So could you just kind of give us a little bit of an update on what the Broncos got in store for us Friday and Saturday?
Yep, tomorrow we're going to have a couple matches going on here, kind of piggybacking off the boys' store hog.
Yep.
And then we'll all be competing actually in Horace High School on Saturday with the one of our last regular season tournaments of the year.
Yeah, the Winter Slam.
Yes.
So I like the name of that. Whoever came up with that, good job.
That, and I think they give out big old WWE belts for the champs. So
that is
girls
pretty
will probably
sweet.
love that.
Yeah, you got to get pumped for that. So all right, everybody. That's Coach Jake Revere of the Lisbon Broncos. Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, folks. We're going to step away. Come back for more wrestling action here from the Lisbon High School Gymnasium.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
All right, welcome back. YourLiveEvent.com. As we just had the coach's interview with Coach Jake Revere of the Lisbon Broncos. The Broncos finished up in that duel. 54-21 is your final, as we have transitioned to our next duel. And this duel will feature Valley City and the Fargo Stingers, as I believe that's Emma Trapp out there in Willow Hagen to open things up. We'll get the scoreboard and everything changed around as they're getting right into this. I'm sure teams want to get back on the road before the worst of this wind chill and the falling temperatures hit, as we have Valley City and Fargo currently on the mat in their duel. They start in this duel at 100 pounds. So we have Trapp and Hagen. I'll get this switched over. And currently out scoreless in the first period. Wrestlers still up on their feet, hand fighting, and just trying to work through a shot by Trapp and a snap down by Hagen, trying to drag her down to the mat in the center of the mat. And that's going to be the end of the period, 5 seconds remaining. So we're scoreless at 100 pounds in this duel between Valley City and Fargo. It's our second of the evening. As we get the powder blue up there for Valley City and update the scoreboard. Yes, now I think we're ready to go. All right, 100-pound action, second period. So it should be Trapp and Hagen. So Emma Trapp in the bottom position for Valley City. Here at 100 pounds, Will Hagen working a cradle on Trapp. And that was my Agus Egg precision move of the night. Going to the cradle. And Trapp doing some hand fighting underneath. As Hagen's going to roll her over. 1:12 remaining here for Willow Hagen to work. A fall on Trapp. Trapp gets the arm free, trying to roll over to her belly. Hagen still in the top position. He's going to pick up the 3 near fall. So we were scoreless after the first period. And the 3 near fall for Willow Hagen puts her up 3-0. Trapp up to her feet. And the 1-point escape for Emma Trapp of Valley City. And trying to find the highliners. On my sheet. And the wrestler is off the edge of the mat. The official out there is Scott Carblum. And Valley City 6-1 in duels. Fargo 5-6. Valley City's picked up dual wins on the 2nd of December. They went 2-0 in a triangular. And then on the 18th of December, triangular at in Valley City went 2-0 again. Then picked up a dual win against Mayport CG, 48-18, and went 1-1 on the 13th of January, where they wrestled Pembina County North in a triangular, or with Pembina County North in a triangular, and they went 1-1 in duels. So that's 6-1 for Valley City, and Fargo is 5-6. Fargo went 3-1 at the Grand Forks duels back on the 4th of December. They lost to Moorhead 36-42 on the 23rd of December. Then wrestled a quad with Mandan the night before the Rotary and went 1-2 on the 8th of January. They lost to West Fargo United on the 15th of January, and then they were in a triangular with Centre Cass where they went 1-1, and that's the 5-6 dual record for Fargo, as Trapp and Hagen, and a stall warning on Hagen as Trapp is down there in the double leg and just driving. So we're 3-1. Hagen had the escape. So we're 3-1. Trapp in the bottom position of the situation. And Hagen now goes top front headlock. She's going to drag Trapp out off the edge of the mat. Still neutral position with 46 seconds remaining in the third period. And now with 35 seconds remaining, 3-1's our score. Trapp needs a takedown for the lead. Hagen down block, sprawls out. Trapp goes into her again. Hagen's been warned for stalling. Trapp with the shot and pushes Hagen out on that far edge of the mat. Wrestlers back to the center for a restart. Yeah, it's down to 20 seconds remaining. And a little elbow pass, then a stall. Now the 1 point by Hagen. She gives up the stall, and Trapp's still down there working the leg. So we're 3-2. Hagen still has the lead. She's up by 1. Trapp picked up a point from stalling with 12 seconds remaining. And Trapp into Hagen. Hagen's still backing. She's going to have to circle or at least make an attempt. And Trapp going into Hagen again. Hagen with the front headlock. Then that'll do it. 3-2. Willow Hagen picks up the win by decision. Off the penalty, it was 3-2. So Willow Hagen, your winner. And in the early 3-0 lead in the duel for Fargo. Now going into 106. Spencer Brown on the docket for Valley City.
At 106 pounds for Fargo, Elsie Metters. For Valley City, Spencer Brown.
So Elsie Metters in there for Fargo. So it's Metters for Fargo and Spencer Brown for Valley City. And this is at 106 pounds. Zero. Metters gets the arm free. She's going to try to work that through. And Brown in the top position is just going to try to settle in with 32 seconds remaining in the first period. Brown picks up the near fall. She'll take the lead now 7-0 with the 4 near fall. Goes to work, trying to spiral that far wrist, chops it, rides it back around. Down to 15 seconds remaining. Rolls her over, has and a chicken wing tilt, tried to roll through on it. And Metters gets back belly down. She's going to walk this around, pick up near fall at the end of the period with 2 seconds in the pin. Off the chicken wing, walked it around the head for Spencer Brown. Give her a minute 58.
Your winner by fall, Spencer Brown.
Now 6-3 is the score. in favor of Valley City. The Highlanders take the lead. So we're at 112. £112. Our score 6-3. And going for a head and arm. They fall to the mat. Kind of trading it back and forth. Nice step around. So Camden Kappeman, you got 112 pounds for Valley City. She has the early 3-0 lead, has the cradle locked up here. Agassi Precision move of the night as she has the cradle and trying to work for some near fall. See if this is Corbel. Yeah, it's Kappeman for Valley City with the near fall. Has a kind of a screwdriver crossface worked underneath, grabbed the far shoulder, and has her opponent on her hip with 34 seconds remaining. She's trying to drag her over. There's Kappeman. She's going to drag her down again. 25 seconds remaining. Works up over the top. And still not able to get any near fall. She has the 3-0 lead with the takedown. There's Camden Kappeman. So Kappeman with the lead, 3-0. Final 3 seconds, and that'll do it for the first period. A clasping called a violation. We're going to go 3-1 into the second period after the technical violation for the clasp. So our score 3-1. And Valley City choosing top position with choice. 6-3 is our score. Valley City has the lead. Here with that Olson Accounting recap. At 100 pounds, it was Willow Hagen, your winner by decision, 3-2. And then at 106, Spencer Brown of Valley City, your winner by fall on 156 for the pin for Valley City. 6-3 is your score here at 112 pounds. Kappeman with another pinning combination. And over the top, the win by fall. Camden Kappeman of Valley City. So that's 3-17. Excuse me, 3:21. 3:21 is the time. Let's get this right. 2:21. 2:21 is the time. So in the second period, you're winning by fall. Camden Kappeman at 112 pounds. So it brings us to 118.
At 118 pounds for Valley City, Bethany Schulteis. For Fargo, Jocelyn Corbel.
So Schultheis and Corbel at 118. So Jocelyn Corbel for Fargo and Bethany Schultheis for Valley City at 118. That's 12-3, the dual score here at 118 pounds. We have Bethany Schultheis of Valley City taking on Jocelyn Corbel. Or I should say, what do I got? Yeah, and Schultheis, I believe at 118. I had her at Umbro mentioning at 112 for Schultheis in the rankings for Valley City in the Dakota Grappler rankings. Honorable mention at 112. So her and Corbel down to 40 seconds remaining. Wrestlers back in the center of the mat, tying up some wrists, doing a little hand fighting, now going into collar ties. Still holding the center of the mat with 15 seconds remaining. And that'll do it for the first period. We're scoreless between Schultheis of Valley City and Corbel of the Fargo Stingers. So off the whistle, Schultheis in the bottom position, second period. Schultheis wearing the powder blue with the white trim singlet. Corbel working on the ankle, now goes back up over the top, trying to grab the wrist and goes into the head lever position, trying to pull the wrist and the arm back with that forehead dug into the back of the tricep and apply the forward pressure and break her down. But here for Schultheis, quad pods up, turns around, going to try to run away. And Corbel able to get her back down to the mat. Schultheis not able to clear their hips. So no change of position as we're back still with the scoreless second period, 0-0 with under a minute remaining here at 118 pounds. In our second duel of the evening, quad turned into a triangular with Lisbon, Valley City, and Fargo. Now down to 40 seconds remaining in the second period. Still scoreless. Schultheis for Valley City in the bottom position. Corbel working up underneath, had a half Nelson. Looks like she had the far wrist spiraled. Still working underneath, kind of in that claw ride position. Schultheis trying to quad pod up, not able to get that left leg cleared. Now stands up, hip heist away for the escape. The 1 point for Schultheis with the escape, loss of control point. Down to 9 seconds remaining. So she does get the job, or she gets the job done getting on. She's on the scoreboard with the escape. She'll take the 1-0 lead there at 118 pounds. Into the third period. And Corbel in the bottom position. 2 minutes on the clock, third period. Corbel in the bottom position for Fargo. Off the whistler, Schultheis goes to chop the near arm. Corbel trying to hit the outside leg stand up. Schultheis still applying a lot of pressure, now able to chop it. Chops the near arm, feeds it to the hungry hand on the far side. And just trying to work a chicken wing. And then Corbel's going to catch her shoulder and arm spin out and goes right into a headlock. Corbel's going to turn on the jets and throws over Schultheis on the reversal and the near fall. Yeah, she exploded off the bottom. She catches Schultheis, and she does have the reversal in near fall. Schultheis on her back, left shoulder up. The official down the left shoulder up, not by much, and the slap of the mat and the pin for Jocelyn Corbel. And we got ourselves a duel as a win by fall in the third period for Jocelyn Corbel. Is 12-9 dual score. That's going into 124 pounds. Corbel with the big win by fall in the third period for Fargo. Going into 124. So Malone Rutherford out there for Fargo at 124. Wrestlers locked up, collar tie position. And Ollie Hellman for Valley City. So 3 points separate us in the duel here at 124 pounds between the Highliners and the Stingers. Out there at 124, Ollie Hellman of Valley City and Malone Rutherford for Fargo. Rutherford down on a kind of a high crotch. He's going to step around, able to kind of trap the ankle, but should say Hellman able to get in that Merkel position, and she's going to establish the control. Rutherford trying to trap the ankle, not able to swim over the top. Hellman's going to gain control, and we're going to have some blood time. So looks like blood time. And we do have some blood time here inside the Lisbon High School Gymnasium with this duel score 12-9. We're here at 124 pounds. And we opened the duel at 100 pounds, and it was a win by decision of Willow Hagen defeated Emma Trapp by a score of 3-2. Here with your Olson Accounting recap, dual recap. And then at 106, it was Spencer Brown, your winner by fall in a minute 58 over Elsie Metters of Fargo. So Valley City picked up the win. 6-3 is the dual score. Camden Kampman for Valley City wins by fall in 3:21. 6 more points for Valley City to score 12-3. As we flip the page at 118 pounds, it was Jocelyn Corbel with the win by a third period fall over Bethany Schultheis of Valley City. Dual score 12-9. You're now at 124 pounds as still have blood time. The wrestlers being patched up by the coaches. And that is your Olson Accounting recap. If you need help with your monthly accounting apparel, let Cindy and your staff give you a hand. Rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting for all your tax and accounting needs. Go to olsoncpa.com. Now under a minute remaining first period, and Rutherford off the whistle with the burst of energy and the escape. So we're 3-1. Hellman had the takedown. Rutherford with the escape. Hellman in on another single leg shot. She has it locked up. Rutherford with the ankle. She's able to hit the go behind. She steps behind her. Still no signal by the official. And now the 3-point takedown for Rutherford. And blood time again. So with this blood time, we're going to go and step away. The 3-point takedown, our score 4-3. Malone Rutherford has the lead in the first period with 21 seconds remaining. We'll step away on yourliveevent.com.
I'm Dan Sukert, your Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why my Edward Jones office is a proud sponsor of Park Christian Falcons basketball. Call 701-281-5264 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
And welcome back to yourliveevent.com. Blood time still over on the mat as now the wrestlers clean back up. Rutherford in the top position representing the Fargo Stingers here at 124 pounds. She has the 4-3 lead over Ollie Hellman of Valley City. Hellman in the bottom position. Powder blue singlet, white trim with 19 seconds remaining. Hellman's going to stand up. Rutherford takes her down. Mat returned by Rutherford. And down to the final 5 seconds. Hellman not able to score at the end of the period. Rutherford trying to trap the arm and walk around the head. We're going to go 4-3. Malone Rutherford with the lead into the second period. And Rutherford looks over at the coach. Coach says, what do you want to do? She says, I want top position. With 2 minutes on the clock, second period, Malone Rutherford in the top position. And off the whistle, sit out by Hellman. And Rutherford tried to catch her in a chin drop. Ollie Hellman able to get back around. Belly down, trying to build her base. Getting those hips up underneath there. Rutherford working on the far arm. And she momentarily had Hellman on her hip. I think she's trying to work an arm bar. She does have it barred up, reaches underneath, grabs the wrist, and she's going to walk this around. Hellman on her hip again. Rutherford with the arm bar. And a good counter with Hellman turning those hips away. Posts the outside leg, but Rutherford's going to run her back down. Now goes to a half Nelson. Counter by Hellman. And the stand-up by Hellman. She's going to separate the fingers, trying to run away there. Breaks the lock. Rutherford's going to throw her back down for the mat return. And we're still 4-3 second period. 58 seconds remaining in the second period. Rutherford in the top position has the 1 point lead. Hellman not able to clear the hips. Rutherford takes her back down. And we're down now to 35 seconds. Rutherford continues to apply the pressure in the top position. She has Hellman broke belly down, kind of over on that swamp side corner of the mat there, over by the Fargo Stinger section. And Rutherford getting some coaching over there, and she's going to walk this around on Hellman and gets her over to her back. Hellman in some trouble. Rutherford looking for a fall for the Fargo Stingers. She's going to go readjust, trying to scoop the arm on the far side. And she will have some near fall. And Hellman takes a look at the clock. She sees there's only 5 seconds remaining. She's going to try to fight off and bridge out of this and get to the period. Oh, and with less than a second remaining, that's the win by fall for Malone Rutherford of the Fargo Stingers. 0.9 seconds remaining. So 159. Or let's see. That was the second period. So 3:59, your win by fall for Malone Rutherford over Ollie Hellman of Valley City. So Haley Ford here at 130 pounds for Valley City, and Maddie Ayers Hansen for the Fargo Stingers. Yeah, 130. Haley Ford last year. Actually, Haley Ford, two-time state qualifier for Valley City. Last year, state qualifier at 124 pounds. Valley City last year at the state tournament, 16th place with 46 points. And Haley Ford with the head and arm, looking for a fall against Ayers Hansen of the Fargo Stingers in the first period. She has the takedown, and she went big, and the win by fall in the first period in 50 seconds. Yes, the score guy's got to keep up now. We are 18-15. After the win by fall from Haley Ford over Maddie Ayers Hansen of the Fargo Stingers in 50 seconds. And that'll bring us to 136.
136 pounds, Val Acosta Batista, and for Fargo, Jaden Greer.
So Acosta Batista for Valley City and Greer for Fargo. That's at 136 pounds. Our dual score 18-15. So this matchup Down with a minute 30 remaining in the period. So Acosta Batista for Valley City. So Val Acosta Batista. Valley City in the powder blue singlets with the white trim. Wrestlers holding the center of the mat, working collar ties, doing a little hand fighting, head position, back and forth, a lot of pushing and shoving in the middle of the match. Now down to in the middle of the mat, now down a minute remaining in the first period. This duel back and forth is Valley City had the 3-point lead at after 118 pounds. Or at 118 pounds, 12-9. And then Malone Rutherford put the Fargo Stingers in the lead, 15-12 with a win by fall at the end of the second period. And pin in 3 minutes and 59 seconds, just 0.9 seconds remaining in the period. And that put the Fargo Stingers up 15-12. And then Haley Ford came out like a buzzsaw and won by fall over Maddie Ayers Hansen. And it was a win by fall for Haley Ford over Maddie Ayers Hansen. And Valley City now back with the lead, 18-15. Here at 136 pounds, and we're going scoreless between Acosta Batista and Greer of Fargo. And Greer, in the start of the second period, she's in the top position for Fargo. Black singlet, gold trim. Chops the arm. Costa Batista, a little knee sliding down on the bottom. Greer really working that arm, trying to chop it. Now spirals the leg, goes to the thigh pry. Costa Batista is going to scoot those hips up underneath her, builds her base. Costa Batista now trying to quad pod. Looks like the ankle's kind of sparked. I think Greer had that ankle spiked on Costa Batista, not able to get up to her feet. So we're back in this referee position. Costa Batista trying to seal off on the right side. And Greer still working hard on top. She has that far arm underneath, wrapped across the waist and the stomach. They're pulling hard on it. Costa Batista just keeping that head down, kind of buried down in the mat. Greer working over the top. Now has Acosta Batista on her belly. Back up to her base, scoots the hips back underneath there, going back to the kind of that double thigh pry or the spiral on the leg on the near side. That was Greer. Greer back to chopping the arm. Down to 23 seconds remaining in the second period. Back to the double spirals on the legs by Greer. Costa Batista, I think if she sat out, she'd be in a better position for what Greer is trying to use on her breakdown and to stop her stand-up. I think if she just kind of sat out, might work out a little bit better for her and then come back around. But that's going to do it for the period. We're scoreless between Acosta Batista, Valley City, and Jaden Greer. And she looks at her coach, and the coach going back to the bottom position. So we're back to the bottom position for Acosta Batista. Jaden Greer had the ride out in that second period. Third period, scoreless here at 136 pounds. And that didn't update on there for me, did it? Here we go. And Acosta Batista in the bottom, trying to scoot those hips away. She kind of got it cleared. Going back to the ankle was Jaden Greer. Greer in that top position, working over the top, trying to work a cradle. She's over the top, trying to go head to knee. going to have to take a big step on Acosta Batista, but Batista now kind of rolls the hips back around, builds her base. Down to minute 10 remaining in the third period. Acosta Batista is going to isolate that wrist, plants it on the mat, still trying to scoot the hips away, has the wrist isolated. Greer's going to go back to the ankle. Acosta Batista is going to step over. Kind of the Merkel position now, not really working to her advantage at this point. And when she stepped over, she didn't get her hips cleared. Now she just has that wrist isolated. She needed to keep scooting those hips out. Instead, she went to step over, not able to clear the hips. We're still scoreless. Greer back riding on top. She's going to ride out Acosta Batista for 2 periods now, at least, yeah. Rode her out the second period. Here's Greer and Acosta Batista, the final 15 seconds. As Greer out, kind of in the front headlock position, inside cradle, has the head buried in the hole. Acosta Batista is going to double up the final 5 seconds. She's got time to hit a peek out, keeps the head buried down underneath, and we're going to go into sudden victory as we're scoreless. You're at 136 pounds. And both wrestlers on their feet. Neutral position for the sudden victory. First period of overtime. Sudden victory. Down to 45 seconds remaining. Between Greer of Fargo and Acosta Batista of Valley City. Greer's going to go underhook on the far side. She's got that underhook in deep on the near side now as they circle back around to the center of the mat. Acosta Batista is going to go over, pummels out of that. Back to the collar ties, working some hand fighting back and forth. Final 10 seconds of the first sudden victory period in overtime. The wrestlers still pushing on each other. Final seconds, and we're going into the next period. And we're going to have wrestlers with choice. And Greer has choice. She's going to choose bottom. So they still have to wrestle the full time. Even if a wrestler scores, we still continue on in regulation in this overtime. Yeah, as Acosta Batista will have choice in the next period unless there's a fall to end the match in this overtime period. And off the whistle, Greer is going to try a stand-up quad pod. Acosta Batista is going to drop down, has head in the hole. She has kind of an inside cradle. Greer over the top, still no change or loss of control. As Greer is going to step over, still no separation. She's going to try to have to scoot those hips away and get some separation. Now she does front headlock as Acosta Batista is going to stop her at the end of the period, the 2 for the reversal. So we're going to go down. Acosta Batista is down by 2 points with the reversal. Acosta Batista with choice. She's going to choose top position. She has to get a turn on Greer. Greer's going to quad pod up, final 20 seconds. Acosta Batista is going to work underneath. See if she can kind of trap that arm and pull it towards her. Down to 10 seconds. She's going to go with the screwdriver. She's got it locked up. Running out of time, final 5 seconds. As Greer is going to circle up, Acosta Batista steps away, and that'll do it in the win in overtime. Is Jaden Greer over Acosta Batista of Valley City by decision, 3-0. So she scored the reversal in the first period of overtime and then the escape for the 3-0 win, and we're tied up at 18 between Valley City and Fargo. £142. So Wubble and Nochlin at 142 will take a forfeit by Valley City. And they're going to go up, is Fargo, 24-18.
At 142 pounds for Valley City beating Kirschman. Fargo's open.
So they're going to trade forfeits. So Kirschman received a forfeit. So we're tied up at 24. I think that's right. So they say we're at 155. We're tied up at 24.
At 155 pounds for Valley City, Miley Christensen. Fargo's open.
So Miley Christensen of Valley City will take the forfeit. That was at 155, Christensen.
At 170 pounds for Valley City, Noel Quattry. For Fargo, Ashton Anderson.
So now we're here at 170. So Anderson out there for Fargo. And see if we're caught up. Valley City with the 6-point lead, 30-24 over Fargo. We're at 170 pounds. So we're scoreless, 30-24, 170 pounds. With Ashton Anderson out here. At 170 for Fargo. Didn't hear who they put out there for Valley City. Could be Sadie Olson or Noel Cautry. They'll probably bump up Catherine Russell. So a technical violation. I think they said it was Noel Quattry. So I'm going to go with Quattry in this one for Valley City. Here at 170. So Valley City had Quattry and Sadie Olson both at 155. And one of those wrestlers went out and took a forfeit at 55. So I'll have to see what's on the back of the singlet. Looks like Quattry. So looks like Noel Quattry and Ashton Anderson. Yes, we're scoreless going into the second period. Makes it a little better and easier when they have the name on the back of the singlet. Helps me out. And we're going to go 1-0. I forgot there was a technical violation. So Quattry does have the 1-0 lead off the violation. And Anderson kind of quad pod, spins back around, hits the quad pod, not able to clear that leg. That left leg caught underneath. You got to try to clear both. She's going to sit out again. Now she's got it cleared. Try to get the separation. She's still coming around. Quattry a little bit too late. Rodeoed back around, but that was an escape for Ashton Anderson. And she's going to tie this up at 1. So we're tied up at 1 apiece. with a minute 14 remaining second period. Tied up at 1, our dual score 30-24. As we started our duel at 100 pounds in your Olson and County recap, and it was a win by decision. Willow Hagen over Emma Trapp, 3-2. Fargo had the 3-0 lead, 106 pounds. Spencer Brown won by fall in a minute 58 over Elsie Metters. Valley City took the lead, 6-3. And there's a takedown for Ashton Anderson. She has the 4-1 lead. She's going to work in the top position, now under 25 seconds remaining. At 112 pounds, Camden Kappeman won by fall on 2:21. Valley City had the 12-3 lead at going into 118, where Bethany Scholtheis and Jocelyn Corbel squared off. Corbel with the win by fall in the third period. One in the dual score went to 12-9. Number 7-2 after the near fall. Or I should say after the takedown, so there was another takedown after an escape. So 7-2, Ashton Anderson has the lead over Noelle Quattry of Valley City. So at 118, it was Corbel winner by fall over Scholtheis. That was a win by fall in the third period. Dual score 12-9. 124 pounds, Malone Rutherford won by fall over Ollie Hellman. And 15-12, Fargo Stingers had the lead after 124. And now Quattry is going to throw a head and arm and has the takedown. Working for some near fall. And looking for that egg precision move of the night is Noelle Quattry here in this third period. She was down 7-2. And the win by fall for Noelle Quattry of Valley City. Three minutes and 30 seconds. And we're 36-24 with the 6 points for Valley City going into 190. And I would expect Catherine Russell to come out here for Valley City. Russell and Simic. And Catherine Russell, she's ranked number 3 for Valley City. Ranked number 3 at 170 pounds. And that's going to be Russell with the win by forfeit, 42-24.
At 250 pounds for Valley City, Addie Lake. For Fargo, Sophia Peterson.
So White and Peterson squaring off out here at 250 pounds. Be the final match of the duel. So we have Peterson and White. Peterson out here for the Fargo Stingers. And Addie Lake. Excuse me. Addie Lake for Valley City. And wrestlers holding center of the mat. And still no score, down to 40 seconds remaining in the first period. So we are 42-24. Valley City with the lead. They picked up a forfeit. Catherine Russell picks up a forfeit at 170. Or excuse me, at 190. for Catherine Russell. At 170 pounds, it was Noelle Quattry of Valley City, your winner by fall. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. She was down 7-2 going into the third period. She picked up the Agassi Egg precision move of the duel with that head and arm for the fall. And 3 minutes and 30 seconds for Noelle Quattry over Ashton Anderson at 170. And the end of the period, top position for Addie Lake of Valley City. Scoreless. Peterson kind of quad pod and all hits a roll. Hit the quad pod, tried to trap the arm on the far side and roll through, not able to get it. And Addie Lake going to work with the power half, has that forearm into the back of the head, and we're going to get unsportsmanlike with that forearm to the back of the head. She was applying a lot of force, repetitive. The official stops it. 1 point to Peterson. So Peterson has the lead now 1-0. She's in the bottom position for the Stingers. Spiral on the leg by Addie Lake, trying to keep Peterson down on the mat. Peterson with the quad pod clears and stands up, not able to get away. Mat return by Addie Lake, going to go back to the power half for Valley City. Minute 20 remaining. Now goes crossface. And Peterson will try to post the outside leg. Like working underneath, going to try to lock those hands up underneath on that far shoulder with that screwdriver. Peterson doing a good job right now. Had that leg posted to the outside and the hips turned away. She's able to get back up to her base. Lake still in the top position, working on the far side, working on the far shoulder. Peterson's going to quad pod. This time stands up, turns away for the escape, and has the 2-0 lead after the penalty. And now the escape for Peterson. Peterson up 2-0. And now Peterson went for the head and arm. Oh, and Lake rolls off. And they're going to give her the takedown. So we got a takedown for Peterson. Peterson has a half Nelson. She has that arm and the half buried in deep. And she's going to roll over. Lake has Addie Lake going to her back to fall at the end of the period. And there's triple zeros on the clock, but at the end of the period, it's going to be a win by fall. So for Sophia Peterson at the end of the period, so we'll give her a 3:59 fall or win by fall for Sophia Peterson. And that's your final duel score, 42-30. Your final duel score, 42-30. Between the Fargo Stingers and Valley City Highlanders. The Highlanders prevail 42-30 over the Fargo Stingers. Highlanders dual record improving to 7-1. They'll take on the Broncos next. I'm sure we'll have about a 5 to 8 minute break. They're rolling through these pretty quick, trying to get these teams out of here, back on the road and back to the safety and comfort of their homes. As that's your final score. 42-30, Valley City over the Fargo Stingers. And give you the quick Olson Accounting recap as we started. Started the duel at 100 pounds, and it was Willow Hagen defeating Emma Trapp by decision by a score of 3-2. Fargo Stingers with the lead 3-0. 106 pounds, it was Spencer Brown of Valley City win by a fall in the first period, a minute 58 over Elsie Metters of Fargo. 6-3, Valley City had the lead. Then 112 pounds, Camden Kappenman of Valley City won by a fall in 2:21. Valley City extended their lead 12-3 going into 118 pounds, that was Jocelyn Corbel with a win in the third period by a fall over Bethany Schuldheis. Your dual score 12-9. And then at 124 pounds, Maloon Rutherford with a win by fall in 3:59.9 seconds on the clock as she rolled over Ollie Hellman of Valley City. And Maloon Rutherford come out on top of that with a win by fall in 3:59. Our dual score 15-12 in favor of the Fargo Stingers. Yeah, and Valley City answers back with a pin in 50 seconds by Haley Ford over Maddie Harris-Hansen of Fargo. 18-15 dual score. Valley City has the lead. We're tied up at after 136 when it was Jaden Greer, winner in overtime by decision, 3-0 over Valacosta Batista. We're tied up at 18 in the duel, and then that takes us to 142 pounds where we traded forfeits from 142, 148, 155, 30-24 after 155. Valley City with the lead, and then at 170 pounds it was Noel Quattry with a come-from-behind victory by fall in 3 minutes and 30 seconds over Ashton Anderson of the Fargo Stingers. Our dual score 36-24 after 170. 190, Catherine Russell of Valley City received the forfeit, 42-24. And then 250 pounds, you just saw it. It was Sophia Peterson with the win by fall in 3:59 over Addie Lake of Valley City. Final dual score 42-30 on that Olson Accounting recap. As we already handed out our Agassi Precision move of the match at 170 pounds with that come from behind victory there with Noelle Quattry, your winner by fall in 3 minutes and 30 seconds with that Agassi Precision move of the match. And then your Enbridge Energy wrestler bringing the energy to this duel this evening here with your Enbridge Energy wrestler of the duel. Life takes energy from Enbridge. Enbridge.com for your career opportunities. And that is going out to Willow Hagen here at 100 pounds as she won by decision over Emma Trapp 3-2. And Willow Hagen is your Enbridge Energy wrestler of the duel as we're getting started right away. So Trapp and Rebsam Schultz going out there at 100 pounds. And Emma Trapp for Valley City. Valley City improved their dual record to 7-1. We'll get the scoreboard reset. And wrestlers locked up there. Melina Rebsam Schultz with the snap down on Trapp. Going to follow that up with a single leg shot. Trapp in the top position of the situation. Hits the gator roll. Not able to roll over Rebsam Schultz, though. She's going to come out on top with a 3-point takedown. Yes, we're still working on the scoreboard here. We're at 100 pounds. First match of this duel. And they're off quickly, off to the races. Not much preparation time in between. We just have to fix. And there's Trapp working for an escape, trying to run away, get the hip separation. Trying to stand up, quad pot up again. Rebsam Schultz working the back ankle and trying to trip her down, and there's the 1-point escape for Trapp. So we're scoreless here at 100 pounds. Rebsam Schultz for the Broncos in on a single leg shot on Trapp. Final seconds, and we're 3-1 the score. Rebsam Schultz for the Broncos. The freshman, state qualifier as a 7th grader, didn't make it back to the state tournament last year. The second period underway. And this time, Trapp up off the whistle with the stand-up. Fights the hands, clears the hip. And she's working on the escape right now in the situation position with Rebsam Schultz. Trapp has the front headlock. In that position in the first period, she tried to hit the gator roll on Rebsam Schultz. Schultz came out in the top position for the takedown. So Emma Trapp of Valley City, honorable mention ranking at 100 pounds for Valley City. And there's Rebsam Schultz, kind of cow catcher, working on the cow catcher is Emma Trapp, and now she's going to spin behind, takes the reversal. I think they gave the points the wrong, so I'm pretty sure we're tied up at 3 apiece. So they're going to give her the reversal in the second period. And we're going 1 point escape. 4-3. And Rebsam thought she had the reversal, but we're 4-3. You're at 100 pounds. 4-3 is the score. And we get finally with the break. We're going to step away, have some blood time here. Your duel is at 100 pounds between Valley City and Lisbon. The match score is 4-3 in the second period, under a minute remaining. As this will be our final duel of the evening. We're going to step away, take a word from our sponsors on yourliveevent.com.
Upgrade your toolbox and tackle any project with the latest from Ada Building Center, LLC. They've added a massive 24-foot Diablo display filled with everything you need, brand new to the store. From circular saw blades to framing blades and metal drilling solutions and diamond cutting concrete blades, Diablo has it all. Need fine finish or general purpose wood blades? High-performance crew driving bits? They've got you covered. Stop by Ada Building Center, LLC, Highway 200 East Edge in Ada, and see the Diablo difference for yourself. Your next project starts here.
All right, back to action after the blood time. Off the whistle, Trapp with the double leg shot. Melina Rebsam Schultz going to spin around. She hits the go behind takedown and has the 7-3. Now the escape, 7-4 is your score. Trapp with the escape. Trapp with a reversal and an escape in this period. Rebsam with 2 takedowns and an escape in the match. Trapp with 2 escapes and a reversal for the points. Rebsam Schultz led 3-1 after the first period. Trapp honorable mention ranking at 100 pounds for Valley City. Rebsam Schultz, state qualifier for Lisbon 2 years ago as a 7th grader. And just doing some hand fighting. And now with 5 seconds remaining, Rebsam Schultz going to go on kind of a hard collar tie. Working the elbow, tried to pass it, not able to spin around for the duck under. And we're going to go into the period, third period, 7-4 lead for Rebsam Schultz over Emma Trapp. And duel starting at 100 pounds. Final duel of the evening between Valley City and Lisbon. And Rebsam Schultz off the whistle with the stand-up, trying to separate and clear the hands. And Trapp with the nice trip and mat return. Going to go armbar on Schultz. And Rebsam Schultz going to clear the hips, spins away. She's going to stand up, edge of the mat, see if Trapp can drag her back down. And the gator roll by Trapp, she goes big. Going big or going home, but Rebsam Schultz, you can just tell she's got a bigger frame. And Trapp just trying to muscle and finesse her. And Schultz kind of keeps those tree trunks anchored down on the mat, not giving in. And a nice follow-up at the single leg shot by Trapp. 9-4 is your score. And Trapp still trying to get the escape as Rebsam Schultz with the reversal. And now Trapp gets in deep for the 2-point reversal. So trading reversals. Trapp in the top position, under 55 seconds remaining. Rebsam Schultz has the 3-point lead. Trapp with the half Nelson. Rebsam Schultz going to have to dig in, catch some wind as she goes back to the center of the mat. Takes a look over at the coach. And we're 9-6. Rebsam Schultz with the 3-point lead. 51 seconds remaining in the third period. Off the whistle, Schultz stands up. And mat return, and it locks up, double arms around the waist. Takes Rebson Schultz back there. Trap working a half Nelson. Rebson Schultz trying to counter out of it. The half Nelson buried in deep, has the leg spiraled. And Rebson Schultz almost caught Trap a little bit high. And now Trap's going to go out front. She's going to try to hit that gator roll. Has the cow catcher on Rebson Schultz. Final 23 seconds. Schultz stands up. See if we go big or go home here for Emma Trap. She's going to try to roll through again, and Rebson Schultz is going to catch her. And that's a reversal, and now she has a half Nelson buried in. Final 7 seconds. Rebson Schultz is going to pick up the victory. Oh, and she's going to go full Nelson. Almost went full Nelson. And that'll do it. Rebson Schultz, your winner with that reversal, 11-6. And the Broncos with the early 3-0 lead. Taking us to 106 pounds. Broncos up 3-0, going into 106. I didn't hear who he said. I'm gonna have to. Should be Spencer Brown and Josie Carblum. And Brown off right away. He's gonna hit a headlock. Carblum rolls through. She's not gonna fall for that. Josie with the takedown. Carblum in the top position, working a cradle. She has the takedown and working on that Aegis 8 precision move of the night with this cradle. Here's Josie Carblum of the Broncos. She's going to scoot, trying to go hip to hip, steps back around right now, hip to hip. See if she can bump down Brown. And Carblum with the takedown, up 3-0. Carblum has that. It's like the left elbow with some heavy tape on it. Brown with her right elbow taped up. Carblum's going to try back to the crossface cradle. She goes hard with the crossface on Brown. She goes head to knee. She's got to watch it. Brown's going to try to pull that arm out. Carblum going hip to hip. She's going to try to roll her over. It gets her over. Here's Josie Carblum. She locks it up. She has the vise locked up. And the pin for Josie Carblum. Your Agassi Egg precision move of the night for Carblum of the Lisbon Broncos. And Carblum with the win for the Broncos at 106 pounds. The Broncos up 9-0, going into 112. In Bowman of Lisbon, so it looks like 112 pounds. Addison Bowman of Lisbon. So we either have Camden Kappaman. Okay, Bethany Scholdice coming out. Scholdice for Valley City at 112, honorable mention ranking. In the latest Dakota Grappler rankings. So Scholdice wrestling Bowman of Lisbon. Addison Bowman, a freshman over there at Enderlin High School, along with her teammate, Melina Rebson Schultz. As they're out here wrestling for the Broncos in this girls wrestling co-op with 1:20 remaining in the first period. And Bowman in on a single leg shot. Scholdice up over the top. Bowman still reaching in. Scholdice kind of has the front headlock. Works up over the top on Bowman. Bowman now snaps her down. Scholdice is going to try to hit the go behind. Nice little snap down. Long arms by Bowman, able to catch the leg on Scholdice. No takedown, no points under now with 53 seconds remaining. Bowman still trying to work this single leg. She's going to try to rip that over the head. Crossface put in now by Scholdice. Still no takedown awarded. Long arms by Bowman. Now the 3-point takedown. Broncos with the 9-0 lead on the Olsen Accounting recap. It was Melina Rebson Schultz, your winner by decision, 11-6 over Emma Trapp of Valley City. Broncos with the 3-0 lead, 106 pounds. Josie Carblum locks up the Agassi Egg precision move of the night with their cradle in the first period, win by fall. The Broncos up 9-0 on a roll through, and there's Bowman. Bowman rolls through Schultheis and missed the near fall, so we're 3-2. The reversal, and Bowman missed some near fall. Almost had Schultheis caught on her back. Schultheis bellies down. 3-2. Bowman's going to choose the top position. Off the whistle, Bowman in the top position for Lisbon. Black singlet, red trim, chops the arm, has it spiraled on the near side. Schultheis working in the bottom. Now double spirals on the wrist for Bowman. She gets Schultheis, broke belly down, goes to power half, gets the half Nelson. Now Schultheis able to kind of come out the back door, just ducked underneath. Bowman got too high. And Bowman in the top position of the situation. She's going to reach underneath, grabs it, see if she can stand up, hits the peak out. And Bowman's going to crack down Schultheis. Schultheis gets the hips back up. And we're going to hit stalemate. They go back to the center of the mat. I think no change of position, so we're still 3-2. Bethany Schultheis of Valley City here at 112 pounds. Get it right up there on the scoreboard. Too much grandizing on Josie's match. I forgot to change the weight. And we are 9-0 in the duel. Here at 112 pounds. 3-2 is your score. Schultheis of Valley City has the lead. And Bowman had the choice to take the top position. And she has a half Nelson buried in deep on Bethany Schultheis. Has the far wrist caught. Schultheis, see if Bowman can kind of drag her up and over her knee. She's really cranking on it. Schultheis counters out, posts the far leg. Bowman getting a little bit high. That's how Schultheis was able to get a little separation previously on Bowman. Almost had an escape in this period. Down in the final 20 seconds. Bowman really has that half Nelson cranked in there. Schultheis tripoding up, has that outside leg. Bowman not able to get a turn. Schultheis is going to stand up. Final 5 seconds. See if she can get a point at the end of the period, and that will do it. No point at the end of the period. 3-2 is the score between Schultheis of Valley City in the blue singlet in the white trim, and Bowman. Schultheis has choice. She's going to choose bottom, so she chooses bottom. Still 3-2. Takedown by Bethany Schultheis first period. A 2-point reversal by Bowman. Just missed some near fall. And then a scoreless second period with Bowman riding out Bethany Schultheis in the second. Schultheis has choice. She chooses bottom. And Bowman put the ride on her. And Schultheis trying to recover on the bottom as it's been Madison Bowman back to the half Nelson here on Schultheis. Schultheis is going to sit out. Bowman rodeos around with her. Yes, Bowman's able to dig in the half Nelson, but not able to get the turn on Bethany Schultheis. Schultheis just kind of powering down, and now Bowman gets high on Schultheis. Schultheis is going to grab onto a leg, broke belly down. North-south position with a minute remaining, and stalemate, no change of position. Schultheis has to go back to the bottom on the restart. But the good part for her, she does get the fresh restart. Off the whistle, kind of hunkers down, bears down, and Bowman goes right away trying to work the power half. Catches the far wrist. Schultheis with the nice sit-out, wheels back around, has the separation she needed. She's going to double up on Bowman. Bowman's going to go heavy hips. And Schultheis is just going to keep digging in on Bowman. Still no separation or point awarded. Final 35 seconds. I forgot to take that off there. All right, in final 25 seconds. At 112 pounds, stalemate call, no change of position. Schuldeis has to go back underneath. And Bowman's going to go neutral. See what Schuldeis has left in the tank after Bowman. Bowman's made her forced Schuldeis to stay on the bottom and carry her body weight. Final 15 seconds. See if Bowman can work inside. Schuldeis doing some hand fighting. Bowman's got to go for it. Final 10 seconds. Wrestlers pushing and shoving, center of the mat. And 4-2 is the score after the escape. Or I should say after the restart, where Bowman let Schuldeis up. And 3 points on the board. We're 9-3. Going into 118. And Maddie Krellen. So Camden Kappenman. And Maddie Krellen out there at 118. So Kappenman and Maddie Krellen for the Broncos. Just underway, 118 pounds. Our duel scored 9-3. So Krellen working into Kappenman. Kappenman's going to drag her out. They go back to the center of the mat. Krellen for Lisbon sat out a couple of weeks with an injury. Back in here wrestling for the Broncos. Going to go head and arm on Kappenman. Throws her over. Maddie with the head and arm on Kappenman. Working for a fall for the Broncos. Kappenman left shoulder up just a little bit on that far side. Krellen has a lot of time here to try to settle in. She's going to take that arm, push it back up to the head, applying some more pressure for the Broncos here at 118 pounds with the squeeze for the Broncos with a minute remaining in the first period. Maddie Krellen trying to come away with the win by fall as she has pinning on the pin for Krellen. First period with 1 minute and 5 seconds. So 105, the win by fall. Maddie Krellen over Kappenman of Valley City. (15-3). Going into 124 pounds. And now Cadence Golden going out for Lisbon. State champ last year at 118. Goes for the arm spin, throws over her opponent. You're at 124 pounds. So Ollie Hellman out there. Golding takedown, goes back to neutral. The 1 point escape for Hellman. And now the head and arm throw by Golding here at 124. And the pin for Cadence Golding. Broncos back-to-back wins by a fall. Now up 21-3. Going into 130 pounds.
At 130 pounds for Valley City, Haley Ford. For Lisbon, Arlie Rammerman.
So Arlie Rammerman and Ford out there wrestling. You're at 130 pounds. Ford for Valley City, powder blue singlet with the white trim. She's in that top position of the situation here for Haley Ford at 130 for Valley City. Haley Ford, honorable mention ranking, latest Dakota Grappler rankings at 130 pounds. Rammerman has the elbow caught. And Ford's going to put on the cow catcher. She's going to roll over Rammerman to her back. Rammerman has the elbows behind her, the shoulders off the mat, but long time here for Haley Ford as she's going to readjust, steps back over, has the chin caught with a minute 9 remaining. 21-3 here at 130 pounds. Rammerman and Ford out there Romerman's going to try to roll through and bridge out of it. Ford reverses or has the half and the pin for Haley Ford in the first period. Give her a minute 4. So minute 4 winner by fall, 21-9. Going into 136 pounds.
At 136 pounds for Valley City, Valacosta Batista. And for Lisbon, Emerson Schwab.
So Acosta Batista for Valley City. And Emerson Schwab for Lisbon out here at 136. Wrestlers back to the center of the mat, doing a little hand fighting. Past the elbow by Schwab, goes back to a 2-on-1 on the far side, trying to circle around. Nice drag. Trying to plant the hand on the mat, drug her through, but Acosta Batista able to get those hips back around there. Squares back up with Schwab to the center of the mat. Minute 15 remaining in the first period. Here at 136 pounds is Valley City answers back at 130 with a Haley Ford pin over Arlie Romerman in a minute 4. Our dual score now 21-9 up on the Bank North scoreboard. Wrestlers back to the center of the mat. We have 45 seconds remaining. A little 2-on-1 by Acosta Batista. Underhook now by Schwab with that forehead buried in the shoulder. And Schwab working back to a collar tie, down to final 10 seconds of our first period. Lisbon leads 21-9 in the duel. This scoreless first period between Emerson Schwab and Valacosta Batista of Valley City. Going 0-0 into the second. Choice. Neutral for Acosta Batista. Schwab and Batista wrestled to a draw there in the first period at neutral position. Going back to it for the second. And wrestlers now hard. Collar tied and underhook by Acosta Batista. Schwab's going to pummel in. Works over the top, has an underhook, or I should say an over on the near side. Acosta Batista goes to isolate 2-on-1. Schwab tries to circle back in. Called out on the edge of the mat, back to center for a restart. Minute 30 remaining. Nice single leg shot, now back up to her feet. Gonna run her over. Schwab kind of caught Acosta Batista. They're gonna scramble for it. Schwab throws her over. Working for a fall is Emerson Schwab for the Broncos. She has us pretty tight. She's gonna stretch it out, readjust. With a minute 13 remaining, Schwab with the takedown and near fall, working for a pin for the Broncos, trying to extend that lead. They're up 21-9 in the duel. She'll take this, see if she can take this right arm and stretch it out. Acosta Batista has that hand, and she grabbed her foot trying to keep the bridge, but now Schwab rips it off. She's going to stretch it out, trying to lower that chest touch at the pin for their Emerson Schwab of the Broncos. In 3 minutes, or 2 minutes, 3 minutes and 8 seconds for Schwab. 3:08 on the pin for Emerson Schwab in the second period. 27-9. As As we look like we have a little bit of bud time, we're going to step away for a quick word from our sponsors on your live event.
When you choose Farmers Union Insurance, you're backed by an insurance policy provider that meets your specific requirements. At Farmers Union Insurance Gullis & Olson Agency, they offer reliable insurance policies from homeowners, farm and ranch, contractors, small businesses, and more.
All right, welcome back here. 142 pounds is Deegan Kirschman for Valley City. She's taking on Lila Gillespie of the Broncos. So Kirschman trying to take a look. I have her ranked number 4 at 136 pounds. Latest Dakota Grappler rankings for Valley City, ranked number 4 at 136. Wrestling Gillespie at 142. And Gillespie in that first match against Fargo had a nice high crotch. Working a takedown on Knocklin. Just wasn't able to turn the corner. Trying to work another one against Kirschman. So still scoreless in this first period. And Kirschman in on a fireman's carry. Hits the high crotch. Fireman's has a Gillespie going on her hip. Gillespie's still trying to scoot. See if she can get belly down before she gives up any near fall. Still scooting. Now goes belly down. So good choice by Gillespie to go belly down. Had to give it up sooner or later. Went belly down. Now the 3-0 lead for Kirschman. See, Kirschman last year placed 5th at the state tournament at 130 pounds, placed 4th the year before. Gillespie last year for the Lisbon, a state qualifier at 124 pounds. Gillespie, an unseeded wrestler last year for Lisbon, making it to the state tournament. Cinderella story for Lisbon at 124. And we're going to do a 3-0. Kirschman at the end of the first period. Going to the second. Choice, Gillespie chooses neutral. Gillespie working the collar. Kirschman on the far side has the wrist tied up on Gillespie. Gillespie underhook near side. Nice little shrug there. Trying to hit the duck under off of it. But Kirschman had the far wrist tied up on Gillespie. Kirschman really working the head position on Gillespie. Digging that forehead into the temple now, just kind of working back around, trying to get the angle on Gillespie. Gillespie doing a good job tracking her down, keeping the pressure on, keeping her back to the edge of the mat. Gillespie goes in, nice high crotch shot, just missed it. Hard clamp down by Kirschman. Gillespie has her hands locked. Down to minute 12 remaining. She's going to pull this in. Kirschman still with the sprawl on Gillespie. Now working underneath, grabs the ankle. Kirschman with the crossface, reached underneath and grabbed the ankle, cracked down Gillespie to her hip, picks up the takedown, give her the go behind. Has the 6-0 lead, working for some near fall. She had that crossface, Turks the leg, and Gillespie is still fighting out of it. Now goes to half Nelson. Kirschman makes the adjustment, showing why she was a state place winner the last 2 years. And she makes the adjustment with the half Nelson, down to 30 seconds remaining. And the pin there for Deegan Kirschman for Valley City. In the second period. You were a minute 30, or excuse me, 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the pin. Our dual score 27-15.
At 148 pounds for Valley City, Miley Christensen.
So Miley Christensen going out. And Veda Carblum for Lisbon, 27-15. Christensen and Carblum going at it. So this is 148, still scoreless. Miley Christensen for Valley City, ranked number 7 at 148 pounds, latest Dakota Grappler rankings. And Carblum going into her, has the over-under. Coach is calling for her to throw it now. Christensen's going to go in, and Carblum's going to catch Christensen. Spins around. Christensen was going kind of double unders on the throw. Carblum just missed some near fall. Christensen trying to hit a roll, has the arm caught on Carblum. Carblum steps back around. So a 3-point lead. Carblum with the takedown. And steps back over. And Christensen's going to catch Carblum. Carblum's got to watch out so she doesn't give up near fall on this position. Christensen's going to stap her up. Carblum's got to roll through in the pin. And Carblum just a little slow on the roll through. Yeah, she had the 3-0 lead. Miley Christensen with the win by fall in the first period. You have a minute 48. 27-21, all of a sudden our dual score. Closing the gap. So 155. So Sadie Olson here at 155 for Valley City. Violet Heen for Lisbon. This is 155. 27-21, 155-pound action. Heen for Lisbon out there. Olson for Valley City. And Heen with the takedown. She has the 3-0 lead and a stalling. As Heen riding the ankle on Olson. That's Sadie Olson. On the restart, Sadie Olson in the bottom position for Valley City. And under a minute remaining, Violet Heen in the top position has the 3-0 lead. And Heen with the mat return, the forward trip. She's going to work up to a half Nelson. So good transition by Violet Heen. Here Coach Jacob Rear talking about they're working on that in practice, just the transition. An opportunity to score points, and she gets her opponent over. Sadie Olson over the pin for Violet Heen, her second of the night in the first period. Minute 31 on the pin for Violet Heen. (33-21). Going into 170 for the showdown. Catherine Russell and Ava Carblum. Carblum down to 155, wrestling up 170 to take on Catherine Russell. The wrestler's off the edge of the mat. Carblum for Lisbon, ranked number 4 at 155 pounds. Russell for Valley City, ranked number 3 at 170 pounds. So big matchup between Carblum and Russell. They're going at it, tussling out of the mat, and the lat drop And they're out on the edge. And Russell going toe-to-toe with Carblum. Hit the lat drop on the edge of the mat. They're called out back to the center for a restart. And get the score updated in the weight class. Is 170. 33-21. 170 pounds slide by attempt. And now going into a knee pick. Inside knee pick takes Carblum down to her back. She's going to catch her. Carblum not giving up near fall. Back to her feet quickly. The three-point takedown mat return by Russell. Carblum back to her base. And Russell with an arm bar catches the far wrist. 45 seconds remaining. Carblum from Lisbon on the edge of the mat, belly down. Russell with the arm bar for Valley City. Applying some pressure, going to try to walk this around on the top. Carblum in some trouble. She's going over. Russell with a lot of pressure. She rolls this over, and she's going to pick up near fall. Carblum, let's see if she can bridge out of this. Right shoulder up. Carblum's going to try to come out the backside on this. Russell's going to have to readjust, and she makes the adjustment before Carblum able to get out. Going to hit the reverse half. And she will have her 4 near fall. Carblum's just trying to survive, get into the next period with Catherine Russell of Valley City. Russell with the near fall on the pin at 170 pounds. A lot of pins at the end of the period. This one under 2 seconds in the first, with remaining in the first period. We're going to give her 152 on the pin. 33-27. Going to 190 pounds. 190. Cora Oster comes out for Lisbon. And Oster with the forfeit. 39-27, and goes to 250 pounds.
At 250 pounds for Valley City, Addison Light. For Lisbon, Ellis Sad. I'd like to remind fans there'll be 2
So 39-27, coming down here to the heavyweights. There's Sad. Going out there for Lisbon with the head and arm, working for a fall right off the whistle. Ellis had the pin in 11 seconds. So Ellis Ad with your 11-second pin, and that'll do it in the duel. 45-27, that's your final score. Not sure if they're going to have any exhibition matches or if that's going to be it. That is your final. So that was Ella Sad over Addie Lake in 11 seconds. Winner by fall, Sad over Lake. Your final duel score, 45-27, as they will have, looks like Spencer Brown coming out here, and Nora Gillespie. So Brown and Gillespie going to go out in an exhibition match. As your final duel score, 45-27. We will give you the Olson Accounting duel recap. This duel started at 100 pounds with Melina Rebsam Schultz, your winner by decision, 11-6 over Emma Trapp. And the Broncos with the 3-0 lead, and Melina Rebsam Schultz bringing the energy, and your Enbridge Energy wrestler of the duel is going out to Melina Rebsam Schultz at 100 pounds as she defeated Emma Trapp of Valley City by decision, 11-6. And she'll pick up your Enbridge Energy wrestler of the duel. Life takes energy from Enbridge, enbridge.com for your career opportunities. As Trapp, honorable mention ranking at 100 pounds, Rebsam Schultz with the win by decision. At 106 pounds, it was Josie Carblum with the cradle. Legacy Egg Precision move of the night. The cradle by Carblum, another one. She won by fall over Spencer Brown. The Broncos take the 9-0 lead, 112 pounds. Addison Bowman and Bethany Schuldeis going at it. And it was a 3-2 score after the first 2 periods. And Schuldeis holds on to win 4-2 Bowman rolled Schultheis for over 1.5 periods, but Schultheis with the win, 4-2. 9-3 is the dual score. At 118 pounds, Maddie Krellin comes out with a big throw and wins by foul in 1:05 over Kappaman of Valley City at 118 pounds. Their dual score 15-3 in favor of the Broncos. As we continue on with our Olson Accounting recap, 124 pounds, Kate's Golding with an arm spin and then a head and arm throw. She wins by foul in the first period. Duel is 21-3 in favor of the Broncos. 130 pounds, Haley Ford and Arlie Romerman go at it. And Haley Ford comes out of the scramble in the top position on Romerman. Throws her over in a cow catcher. And it's Haley Ford, your winner by fall. The dual score 21-9. Going into 136 pounds, it was Emerson Schwab. Scoreless after the first period, but she prevails by fall over Valacosta Batista in 3:08. Schwab picks up the pin. Broncos lead 27-9. And then 142 pounds, it was Lila Gillespie wrestling Deegan Kirschman of Valley City. And Kirschman had the 3-0 lead at the end of the first period, and she wins by fall in 2 minutes and 30 seconds over Gillespie in the second period. 27-15 is the dual score. After 142 pounds, 148, it was Veda Karblum wrestling Miley Christensen. And Christensen, after the takedown by Karblum in the scramble, catches Veda Karblum, puts her on her back, and the win by fall for Christensen in 148. Our dual score 27-21. Things started to tighten up at 155 pounds. It was Violet Heen, your winner by fall in 1:31 over Sadie Olson of Valley City. 33-21 is our dual score. At 170 pounds, Catherine Russell, showing why she has the number 3 ranking at 170 pounds, came out and she pinned Veda Karblum in 1 minute 52 seconds. That was in the first period in 1:52, and the dual score 33-27 in favor of Lisbon. Broncos with the 6-point lead, but then it was Cora Ulster, your winner by forfeit, 39-27, and then Lisbon with the win by fall. Ella Sad in 11 seconds. Sad picks up the fall in 11 seconds over Addie Lake of Valley City. In your final dual score, 45-27 in favor of the Lisbon Broncos, as that is your Olson Accounting recap. Olson Accounting, if you need help with your monthly accounting or payroll, let Cindy and your staff give you a hand. Rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting for your tax and accounting needs. Go to colsoncpa.com. All right, just going through these exhibition matches here. Final score of the duel, 45-27. See if I can get a couple wrestler interviews. So still scoreless. Or excuse me, that exhibition match out there is 9-1. And it looks like Valley City in the bottom position has the lead. They're in the third period with 1:48 remaining. As that's in the third period. Just don't have the wrestlers out there. See if I can. I think for Valley City, that may be Hellman out there. So Ollie Hellman, I believe. And I think that's Annabelle out there, Annabelle Hayes. 11-1 for Hellman. I think that's Annabelle Hayes. So Annabelle wrestling Holly Hellman, and that's in the third period. Hellman has a cradle locked up on Hayes. And gets 2 near fall off of it, 13-1. That's with 28 seconds remaining in the first period, or excuse me, in the third period. In the final 5 seconds, 13-1. So it looks like Ollie Hellman will win by major decision in this prelim match.
The winner by decision, Gracie Heitzman.
Okay, maybe not. Gracie.
Lisbon Public Schools, I'd like to thank everybody for attending tonight's.
So it was, excuse me, Gracie Heitzman. So it was Heitzman at 118 pounds, wrestling Annabelle Hayes of the Broncos. And that'll do it for this evening duel between the Highlanders and the Broncos. I'm going to see if I can get some of the Lisbon wrestlers up here for some post-match interviews, post-duel interviews. And we're going to step away. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back for more here on YourLiveEvent.com as the Broncos on the evening go 2-0 as they defeat the Highlanders and the Fargo Stingers in dual action. We're going to go ahead, step away, take a word from our sponsors, come back for more on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's Shelby and the staff at Gullis & Olson Agency take care of you today. For more information, stop into their office on Main Street in Lisbon for Farmers Union Insurance, Gullis & Olson Agency.
For a top-notch car wash experience, head to Fast Lane Car Wash, situated next to the Petro Stopping Center in Fargo. They treat every vehicle with the same respect and care as their own, ensuring that your car is in good hands from pre-wash preparation to hand-dry finish. Check out the Fast Lane Car Wash on the west side of the Petro Stopping Center in Fargo and spruce up your ride with interior detailing, buff, and wax at the Fast Lane with Thomas, weekdays from 9 to 2. Call 701-799.
So I think we're back. I don't know if I guess I didn't go to commercial. Something happened. So we're back here, game time. And we're wrapping up here. We got some wrestler interviews. So I'm here with Josie Carblum. Can you hear me there, Josie? Yeah. All right. So I got Josie Carblum, Lisbon Broncos. So Josie, you pick up one of our Agassi Precision moves of the night with that cradle, wrestling at 106 pounds as you defeated Spencer Brown of Valley City, wrestling up from 100. You wrestled 106 pounds. So just talk to us about the duel tonight there with Valley City and that monster cradle that you came up with for the pin in the first period.
So it was pretty, after I got headlocked, it was I'm going to, reverse it and then go to my go-to. Wasn't thinking of it first. When I stepped out there, I was I'm going to try something new, try a duck under, see if that works. But if it doesn't, then I'll go straight to nothing.
Yeah, and then, I think Cradle is probably one of your go-to moves, one of the Josie Carblum's kind of go-to moves there. And you talked to your coach a little bit about how we've seen the Broncos kind of progressing and how you guys are going from your transition from your takedowns into a pinning combination right away and just trying to take advantage of that position and the opportunity to score points. So is that something that you kind of had on your mind as you're working that duck under and then what you're going to do, I guess into your next move or subsequent moves?
Yeah, that's kind of what I go to when I get into those situations, but either way, it's like I'm straight to a cradle.
And then you guys, Lisbon, busy this weekend. You guys head to I believe it's the Winter Slam up in Fargo. So what do you see there for Josie Carblum and the Broncos? They're heading into Winter Slam.
Kind of nervous, kind of excited to try something, or like I'm gonna try something out there, see if it works, cause like it's probably just gonna be like a practice for me, but it's gonna be something new.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's the first year the Broncos have been to the Winter Slam, but you guys are going to go up there in West Fargo High School or West Fargo Horse and participate in the Winter Slam. So everybody, that's Josie Carblum. Josie picking up our Agassi Egg Precision move of the night. They're in our duel with Valley City with that monster cradle with the win by fall over Spencer Brown in the first period. So Josie, congratulations, and then we're going to have you hand that over to Melina Rebsum there, your teammate, and you can just hand her the headset, Josie. Okay, and then we're going to step away for a quick timeout. We're going to come back with Melina Rebsum after word from our sponsors.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
26 to schedule an appointment. If you're dreaming of a new home or looking to refinance, get in touch with First Class Mortgage. They make the process simple, fast, and local. Their team knows the Red River Valley, and they're here to help you with the right loan, with the best rate, and personal service every step of the way. Whether it's your first home, your forever home, or anything in between, choose First Class Mortgage, where your story begins. Visit firstclasscorp.com or stop by the office in Fargo.
All right, back here on YourLoveEvent.com for another wrestler interview as our wrestling has concluded for the evening, but have Melina Rebsum. So, Melina, you're awarded the Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Duel, bringing the energy to that duel this evening against Valley City as you picked up a big win against Emma Trapp. Emma Trapp at 100 pounds, honorable mention ranking, the latest Dakota Grappler ranking. So, a big win for you, Melina, in that match as you were ahead 3-1 going into the second period, and then you ended up winning by decision. I believe it was 11-4. And so a big win there, big win by decision for Melina this evening. So just kind of talk about that match and how you prepared for it and, that final outcome with that win by decision and what it meant for the Broncos in this duel.
It was very hard to do that because, adrenaline rush and all that stuff. At first, I would just, keep calm before I go on the mat, just take deep breaths and just go out there. When I get out there, I take more deep breaths and just kind of go throughout the match. I just kind of just keep deep breath.
Yep, just try to relax out there and wrestle your match and just work your moves. So going into that match with Emma Trapp and the duel with Valley City, Valley City's had a pretty good duel team. They're coming in this with that win tonight against Fargo in their first duel. They were 7-1. So what were the coaches talking to you about before this duel with Valley City as far as the importance of it to not only just to win the duel tonight, but just maybe in some of those duel standings as you guys get ready as you're looking to the postseason and that duel tournament coming up and qualifying for the state tournament.
Technically, for the match, he told me not to get into any cement mixers because before match at Rumble, I kept on getting caught with those.
Yeah.
And then he just kept on just saying, just don't give up, run your feet, keep going.
Yeah, and we did see that a few times out of Trapp this evening. She went to that cement mixer a couple times on you, and that's just kind of a signature there with Valley City. In the boys program and the girls program, they'll save up a big move. Especially if they're down in a match, they're going to go to that big move, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And just a good job, good solid wrestling tonight there for Melina Rebsum, picking up that big victory tonight against Emma Trapp. So picking up the Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the Duel. All right, folks, we're going to step away. We're going to take another timeout, and then we're going to come back for our final interview there with Violet Heen. Heen picking up a win by fall, or 2 pins tonight, and she picked up a win by fall in that first match against Fargo with a great inside trip. So we're going to talk to her about that and come back for more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
Hey, back here at yourliveevent.com as I have Violet Heen up here for the Lisbon Broncos. So, Violet, you picked up 2 pins this evening, and going through the first match with Fargo, you had a nice inside trip that ended up being one of my egg precision moves of the match. I was kind of sticking to the cradle, but then I saw that inside trip, and I was like, I can't not give you the egg precision move of the match with that. As that was kind of a surprise to me to see that, and it looked a little bit like maybe something you've been watching Ellis at a little bit, but that was just a great move. Went to kind of a 2-on-1 inside trip, and you put your opponent down for the fall. So just kind of walk us through that. Is that something that you're looking for, or it was just kind of there and you took it and got the fall for the Broncos?
No, I was definitely looking for it. One of my coaches showed that to me at practice the other day. And going through it, I was like, this is something I definitely think I could use in a match. And I just wanted to try it out. So I was working really hard for that arm, And then when I felt I had that, in for the trip, and it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, that is, pretty. I guess it's pretty remarkable if you're learning it a couple days ago in practice, and then you come out here and you actually use it in a match. So a lot of times it takes a little bit to get comfortable with that. But I did notice that with the Broncos this evening, and just the kind of how you guys are transitioning, and that's obviously showing up what you're doing in practice is how you guys go from a takedown immediately, kind of trying to find those back points or swimming up for a half Nelson or pinning combination and taking advantage of that. So is that something that you also, I guess, not only worked in the first match because you got that inside trip for a fall, but then in that second match you picked up another pin. Is that just something that you guys have been really pushing and the coach has been pushing in practice?
Oh, yeah. Revere, that's one of our big things this year is to just work on sequences.
Okay.
And not, do a takedown, stop, then work for your pin, just making it one fluid motion. So, no, that's definitely something we've all been working on really hard. Yeah, and it definitely shows tonight, and I was impressed with your guys' dual performance tonight and just watching the wrestling as you guys are improving throughout the season. And as I talked to Josie about going up to Winter Slam, you guys got Winter Slam coming up. How do you think the Broncos, are you guys as far as the Broncos, you guys looking forward to hit the Winter Slam? And then you're kind of on the bell of the brawl, and then it's kind of into tournament time. So just kind of walk us through the Winter Slam and what you kind of see ahead for the Broncos coming up. Yeah, the Winter Slam's going to be fun. Going to be a lot of good matches, good competition, fun to try out some new things, do some old things too, get some pins. And then bell of the brawl, that's kind of like your get ready, prepping up, and then on to the big stuff. Yep. Then it's tournament time, and the dual tournament. You got the girls East Region dual tournament, and then you got the individual tournament qualifying for state, and just looking for good things from Violet Heen and the Broncos this year, heading into the tournament and heading into the state. So, all right, congratulations there, Violet, on that XA precision move of the match. And we'd just like to thank everybody for tuning in. As we're going to go ahead and step away, we're going to wrap things up here. And just like to remind everybody, we're back for more wrestling tomorrow, as the Storehog Wrestling Tournament will start tomorrow. 4 o'clock is the start time. And then there's going to be a few girls matches prior to that, as Lemore's going to come to town, bring the girls over. They're going to get in a mini duel, we're going to call it. And we may have that on your live event, so just stay tuned for that. And then we're going to carry more coverage on Saturday of the Storehog Wrestling Tournaments. And the girls are going to head up to West Fargo Horace for the Winter Slam. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll catch you tomorrow and Saturday for more wrestling on your live event.